Well, there we go.
Oh.
Hello.
That was quick.
Hello. We're back.
Hi there.
Let's try that again. We are tWoTcast episode 428. Jono, did you know that?
I did.
Damn.
Hi.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't know. Okay.
All right, everyone, shut the up. Let's ready to record.
We like to start every show by yelling, "We are tWoTcast." Can you do that with me? On the count of 1, 2, 3, go. We are tWoTcast. Now we can start.
The Wheel of Time, reread podcast, explicit and R, freaking rated. Jono's the wild card, always talking shit. Joe's the straight man, he's a total dick. Tom is still obsessed with X-Men.
Previously on X-Men.
We are
I forgot Taffy was in the intro. With me, as always, is Jono. I'm Joe. Everybody.
Jono.
Hey.
Hi.
And Tom, but not Tom, is here. But it is
Hi.
Tom, but it's not Tom, but it is Tom.
I'm a Tom. I mean, I'll
Hey,
take
Tom?
it. Hi.
Tom, would you, if you were offered the position of being my actual brother instead of my actual brother, would you take it?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. In a heartbeat. In a fucking heartbeat.
I'll let Tom know. He's
Is that
out.
a reflection? Is that a reflection on being Joe's brother or your own family, or both?
Both.
Yeah.
I was gonna say definitely both.
Okay, yeah. Next time on Twat Therapy, can't wait to
Yep.
find out more about that.
I've been at my
for the shows. Yeah.
I've been at my chosen family's home more on the holidays these past few years than my blood-related family. So
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that happens. I wouldn't worry about that.
True story.
Chosen family is a lot better than the family you're born with, especially when you can replace Tom with another Tom. That's arguably better.
It makes the card writing easy.
Yeah, just we don't have to change anything. Put an H in there.
Wyatt Man, what up?
Wyatt Man, and Nomen Gardens.
Oh, a Nomen Garden.
Oh, Dragonmount. I feel like that might be Tom.
I don't know. I don't know who that is.
Overseers is here. Arosa's here.
Arosa.
Scott Edwards. Don't recognize that name. Liam Schultz. I had 2 minutes like that last night. Don't know what he's referring to, but okay.
All right then.
We
Beach is
apologize for
here.
a couple.
Someone named Aaron D. Simone is here.
I don't know who
That
that is.
doesn't make sense.
This is a crazy woman.
Well, they all
Yeah.
are. So
I've heard she has terrible taste in men.
That is true. That is true. On the
Oh,
other hand, I heard
goodness.
that man tastes pretty good. So
Wearing the
that's what I've heard.
Mhm.
You're welcome, by the way, Joe. I text Joe
Nomen
every
Garden.
morning or every Tuesday to like get the links together, and he always does very well, very timely. And I tweeted out the link for the show 14 minutes ago. Oh no, I'm sorry, 30 minutes ago.
I was gonna say you asked me for that really early. I gave it to you, and I didn't really see anything all day except from when Tom, not someone that's on the show, tweeted it out.
So the plan worked. You got it to Tom in time for his broader audience.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well,
I can always count on not my co-host to do a good job.
I taking up your guys' slack is kind of like old hat to me from when I used to.
That's your job. I mean,
Yeah.
you've been doing that for a while, like a while.
Carrying you guys through the media guest process at JordanCon was always,
It goes on. After you and Aaron have left, it's always gotten worse, both for us internally and for us just in general. By the way, can't wait to see you guys at JordanCon in
2026, maybe.
Yeah, 2026.
Oh, we'll see if that exists. I guess that's a question.
That's a question for future.
That'll always be the question.
Yes, this will be the first JordanCon that I miss.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's a long run.
It was. We did. The first one we knew nobody. We knew 0 people. We went literally knowing nobody.
Same.
I remember actually, and I told this story in front of Brandon. Now, it took 10 years for me to feel comfortable enough saying this in front of Brandon. But Aaron and I, we had only been dating for I don't even know, 3 or 4 months, and we were like, let's drive to Georgia and go to this NerdCon, and we're sitting in the opening ceremony, and we both kind of turned. I don't know who said it first, but we were both like, I can't believe we drove to Georgia to a nerd convention. And then the door gift was a copy of Mistborn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It was, paperback.
I go, well, at least we don't look as much of a nerd as that guy does. And I pointed to somebody coming in the door. And then I turn the book over and I'm like, oh shit, that's Brandon Sanderson. It was because he was wearing his flannel, he had his flannel shirt on.
His graphic tee with a t-shirt with a flannel shirt over it.
Yeah. And it was
No blazer that day. I don't remember.
No, the blazer came later.
Later.
That was way
the era. Yeah, that was that is the most interesting JordanCon because it's just such a fucking weird wasteland of no one knew anyone. Yeah. And then we played the most morose
oh god, yeah.
Race. Oh yeah.
But
we've
also,
referenced that many times on this podcast.
Yeah.
But that was one of the most awesome yet weirdest things to experience. Like hearing his voice be that frail and read the prologue to the last book. Not the last book, but 12.
Yeah, 12. The prologue is what he read.
It was so cool too, though. I'm glad that they've never put that out, obviously. But the thing. I remember, so it was Gathering Storm, and he's describing the sky, and he was and it's in the text, but the way he was describing it was so cool. He was like, the sky was black and silver, and he's like, it's not so dark that the clouds looked black, and so shining
Yeah,
that the clouds looked silver.
they
It was like
describe
they're
it-
actually black and silver.
Yeah, it's not like he read the prologue
was just
or whatever, but like
riffing.
he was
He
just
was
like riffing off his head,
Yeah,
and so much of
yeah.
it is in the prologue. It's as if you're listening to him again when you read it, but there's kind of like a flowery way he was speaking while describing it that isn't in the actual text.
wearing
That like
perfume.
it's
Yeah.
so it stands out in my brain so well.
Yeah, that's a indelible memory. Like I can't
Yeah.
wait till I have Alzheimer's, and that's just what happened.
That's the
Like,
last.
bring
You
it
get your
back.
wife's name, but you're like, but there was this one time.
There was this one time at Jordan.
There was this one time I heard the voice of another dying man.
Then Tom Doherty spoiled the last Matt and Tuon's entire storyline almost.
Yeah.
Tom Doherty, of course, being the founder and CEO of Tor Books.
Yeah. It's okay.
Lifelong
We're
friend of,
in this brand. I have the spoiler alert up already, so we're good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. So we could say. So yeah, he goes fucking. There was like a short Q&A and at some point, and Tom and someone asked about the Outrigger novels.
Yeah.
And he brought up like, oh well, we're supposed to have two. One was supposed to be about Tam joining the Illianer companions, and the other one is supposed to be about Matt and Tuon after the last battle.
After the last battle, it's like not even like we have like the last battle is a good 6 years away for us to read. At least at that
Robert
point.
Jordan had mentioned like he'd already said his 3 Outrigger novel ideas, and that was
He did, but he didn't mention Matt and Tuon
had?
like being alive. Like no.
In my mind, it happened.
The collective gasp in the room, and like Brandon, Maria, Harriet, Alan, everyone just looking like, oh, shut up. was so strong.
Like in a hearing before Congress, and you're just writing like "shut the fuck up" and sliding the piece of paper over. What are you doing?
I did miss the idea of like new twat adventure is something that's kind of it sucks that there's not any of that. This decade.
At some point, I mean, not to be morose or anything, but at some point, Harry is not going to be around anymore, and then the rights of these book series are going to go to somebody that just wants to make some money, and we're probably gonna get some novels at some point.
You can mine and rape that shit all day after.
Yep.
It's like let's be honest.
I am worried. I am a little worried about that. Have you ever met her son? Because I'm assuming it's going to go to her son.
No,
right?
Which one did we meet at Jordan Con? Who did we meet at Jordan Con?
I don't remember.
I don't think that it's a.
I don't think he's.
I don't think we've met her son. No.
I'm assuming it's going to go to her son. Like that's like my assumption. Like
Is he well hung?
Yes,
Like what's his story?
I have no idea. I've never met him.
Oh,
yeah,
I was like,
he
maybe
won't
we can
exactly
get.
be hard up for money or anything. So maybe
That's what I'm saying. Like fuck it.
Maybe it'll be preserved for a
maybe
while
he'll be
longer
like Tolkien's grandson, who's just like like a fucking I don't know. He's crazy, about making sure
that Chris Tolkien is that
Chris Tolkien.
Reginald Tolkien.
As long as it's not a fucking Brian Herbert. No offense to
Dragonmount's here. It's a Watt family reunion or something. Listen, we here at tWoTcast, and we love Dragonmount to death, and especially Tom.
Yeah, and we love you.
I love.
It's just
I'm overly fond of
Ebony
Jonah,
and some of the
but I
others
love you.
don't like us as much. I
No.
just love them.
Yeah.
Ebony only has eyes for Joe though. That's the truth.
Well, that's true. Me and Ebony are we're con husband and wife, unless her actual husband's there.
I mean, then it's just when he's not in the room.
My wife's always there, so it's awkward at best.
Con swinging.
Exactly.
Con? That's a different one.
Yeah, it's a different con. I remember going to like the early Jordan cons and learning about the convention kind of like atmosphere of it being just like a big giant freaking orgy half the time, which is
yeah. Although our reputation precedes us, we've never partaken.
Us either.
Just Joe and I. It's not an orgy.
Just me and Jono. That's just normal though.
That's just Wednesday night.
Tuesday.
Yeah, it was something about Matt being in a gutter, gambled all his gold away. Oh, interesting. He said, Glenn said, are you sure RJ never did? Because I was pretty sure I knew the basics of the outrigger novels before.
I'm with
Jordan
Glenn.
passed
I had
away.
thought that I'd known that.
He
Like, that there
never. I mean, like, if he said it somewhere, I mean, like, and I was fucking ridiculous about being all over like the Wheel of
I don't
Time.
know if you
news.
know
I
this,
kind of
used to be
feel the same way, but I
used to
can't
have a blog
remember
on this
which one
website
came
called Dragon
first.
Mount. I don't know if you know this, Tom. You may have missed it because that's not your site. Dragonmount.com/ Robert Jordan used to blog here before he died.
Yeah,
Marissa. I could see them leaving the rights to Marissa.
that would be nice.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
Or Alan.
I love the
Alan
Alan.
should get
Marissa's his cousin technically.
Yeah,
Daughter Marissa Grooms is a very, very wonderful person who comes to Jordan Con too. So if she
Yeah.
does go, I recommend trying to put your vote into favor. Fix the Sean Chan story ending, and I'll be Arosa. There are many pieces that if I were to have Tom O'Hara rewrite, it'd be worse.
Yeah.
What's up?
Tom's
friend?
joked about writing a
My
book
love.
as a joke, but never for real. Not this Tom. Our Tom.
It's my puppet brothers.
The way of the leaf is in the chat. It's Dan.
Do we want to jump right into episode 7, or do we want to? Do we have more?
I am
bits to talk about your brother?
I'm ready.
You ready? Okay.
I got like 60 pictures pulled up.
Nice.
Because I know you're having some technical difficulties. including,
I seem to be fine. Hopefully that
impotence.
continues to be that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll start. We can start.
That's why
All
he
right.
asked me to be here to fix the impotence.
Spoilers! I mean, we wouldn't have been able to start the show without Tom.
Yeah, it's very true. We were actually
For the books and the TV show, we are a read podcast, and we talk about everything.
Do we?
books,
Um,
fake books, all of it.
But this
and
is
our
an episode
apologies.
covering Golden Eyes, episode 7 of The Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime.
So
And,
the reason why Taffy's not here, by the way, is she
Oh, yeah.
accidentally watched the movie Goldeneye, the James Bond film,
Golden Eye.
which we were actually more than happy to cover.
Yeah, we were like, that would be fine. Yeah. We'll talk
So-
about why Taffy's not here. Taffy's not here for a very specific reason. But Tom, I don't know if you know this, but Taffy's been subbing in for Tom because he hates the
Yes.
books. Or hates the
I
show,
do.
rather. Sorry.
I did.
But yeah, Taffy specifically asked to sit this episode out. And I was like, and I hadn't actually watched it yet. So I was like, this has got to be bad. I don't know what this is about, but it's got to
What's
be
gonna
bad.
happen?
But yeah, we'll talk about it later.
I love that. Like my questions to Joe is like, is it like dead kid rape, dead kid
I mean,
rape?
it's got to be bad. You know, like in
It's
your
gotta
brain,
be
you're like,
bad.
it's got to be really bad,
Yeah,
depending on what it is.
yeah. Those are my thoughts.
Jono, I yelled real quick before we start. I didn't yell at, but you know, somebody in the comments said something about what our ratings were for last week's episode, and I was like, "We'll do that at the end," and then
That's
we
my
forgot.
That's my fault. I was
Really, because Jono, like, it gets late, and Jono's like, "Let's hurry up and finish," and I'm like, "All right,
done.
let's get out of here."
Done. Yeah.
But
I do have a
but
wife
on that note,
wants to
Jono,
put
do you
out-
just want to how you felt about episode 6 real quick? What was your
Episode 6?
rating for episode 6?
I have a new computer, by the way, and it's actually not mirrored. So if I'm fucking things up, but give me the thing. Give me my Billy Zane so I can
Oh,
lean
yeah,
sideways
hold on.
enough.
Yeah. For not
an
for
8.
7,
A 3?
not for episode 7, for episode 6 for last week.
Wait,
Oh,
is it not
what are you
mirrored
doing?
for you? Is it not mirrored for you?
Oh no,
You
you're
were on
definitely
3.
pointing at a 3.
Yeah, you're
Oh
putting it
no,
at
I was going all the way to 8, so that's fucked up. Oh, man.
You're trying to go to 8. We'll go to the other side. There
There you go.
go.
Now you're at 8. There
But
you go.
it's for me. I'm going all the so it's backwards, but just
It's
not
backwards for
showing.
you. It's fine for us.
Oh,
We got
fuck
it.
me.
We got.
All right, so you're giving it an 8. All right, so
we got a
Jono
new
gave it
guest,
an 8.
by the way.
I asked Taffy what was that, Tom?
We got another guest.
Oh, I love gray cats. I've got one myself.
Aw,
Absolute idiot.
little kitty cat. Let's all take a pause. Just
He-
breathe.
His
in,
name
breathe
is his
in.
name Gandalf.
Sneeze if you're
Luna.
allergic to them.
Yes. He needed attention.
So
Okay,
Taffy gave it a 7.5, and I also gave it an 8. But as you can see, it's pretty. Our overalls are pretty close.
Yeah.
Shockingly, I thought you were going to be way lower than us, Jono.
No,
So I thought
quite,
you'd be higher than me. I'm shocked that I'm the highest.
I'm excited for today's.
Yeah, it's gonna throw it. It's gonna be interesting where that one ends up.
So let's get to it.
Yeah, that was last week's episode 6. All right, back to episode 7. Back to episode
Does
7.
not apply to GoldenEye.
We GoldenEye. We start in the Two Rivers.
Can I humble brag real quick?
Sure.
Humble brag.
So the reason I'm getting like a lot of people's enjoyment of episode 6 was the Hills of Tanchico.
Mm-hmm.
We had Nikhil Kopalkar on last week. He composed and wrote the Hills of Tanchico.
Oh.
Yes. Rami Park did the lyrics and he wrote the music and composed and played the guitar for that scene. He was
Tom played the guitar.
Yes.
I saw him do it.
Yes,
it was real. It was real.
I love that
Am I
Alexander
pointing a
Williams
Tom
back
right
too,
now?
by the way.
Am
Yes,
I
you are
pointing
pointing
right
it.
now?
Yes.
Okay. So fuck, it is backwards because I'm pointing in my screen. I'm looking at Joe.
Ah.
That's gonna be very annoying. I am not.
You got to fix your shit, Jono.
I'm getting a new computer.
The settings on the bottom, you could change the mirroring if you go to the video settings.
Well, I will figure that out in a minute.
But yeah, no, Nikhil is awesome. He's been the composer on season 2 and season 3. And
Is Joe's last name Gunn? Me and James Gunn do share a shockingly similar haircut.
I can definitely see that you do kind of look like James Gunn. I don't even remember his name. I just remember him as James Gunn's brother or that guy from Gilmore Girls.
You know, his cousin's James Cum.
Sean Gunn is James Gunn's brother.
Sean Gunn, that's what it is. Okay.
It just sounds stupid. I don't know why.
It does. Anyway, all right, that was my humble brag.
Loved
That's a
Hills of
good
Tanchico,
feedback.
didn't love Loyal's.
Wow. I mean, no one's gonna love it.
Hills of Tanchico needed more cowbell.
It did, yeah.
I got a fever.
Nick Al Tesla once said. A badass Billy Gunn.
It's going to spur 1,000 bad Christopher Walken things unless we just move on, baby. Let's just get to it. Let's get to the show. Yeah.
I'd love to have. We should. I mean, everyone just tell James of Gunn how much I look like him. So like maybe he'll come on the show. We can talk about Superman.
James.
I mean, he's in Georgia enough. I feel like you should.
I mean, he's on. He's here all the time. We could talk about Superman a little bit. You know?
I'm tentatively
Gunn.
No, you look like his brother, Sean, for sure. I'm tentatively excited for the new DC stuff. Tentatively excited.
I'm hopefully excited.
Yeah.
I have higher hopes than tentatively, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But I am also reserving. Jody looks great so far.
Yeah.
But we'll see. And I love the book that's based on, so, you know, we'll see.
I'm out on all these Gunn ideas. You don't look anything like him to me.
Did you watch
You look like Tom.
Did you see the trailer with Crypto?
Yeah, the 4-minute clip thing or 5 minutes. Yeah.
It was fun. It was definitely. It felt James Gunn, like, you know, there was
for sure
through line of comedy.
Also, my dog has done that to me before, so like I totally like any dog owner lover would like immediately recognize that dog jumping on you even when you're hurt thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I thought was adorable.
Yep.
There's a lot of cool stuff, like the robots, the way the fortress looks, everything. Like there's a lot of like check boxes in the right category already, but like, you know, ultimately we haven't seen a ton of acting from Lex, him, or Lois, and those are the huge main characters I want to see and know are done right. But like, I've also heard good things. So
I have just a slight bit of excitement for it, but you know, it's only if how long James Gunn can keep the reins before the fucking studio comes in and tries to.
Young Nathan Fillion to you? I mean, I thought he looks like a younger Henry Cavill. Like, I think they kind of like stayed in that visual realm.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's like a Superman-esque.
Nathan Fillion's in the movie. He's playing a Green Lantern character.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, Yeah, Guy Gardner. Yeah,
So
right,
he's
right.
not Jor-El.
No.
Adam Savage looks like James Gunn. Unrelated to anything, apropos of nothing. Adam Savage looks like James Gunn. Anyway, Two Rivers.
Yeah. I like the battle ready Two Rivers. I love that they.
I thought it was cool. I
yeah.
tried to get this shot where it showed that they actually
Yeah.
had the field
Yeah,
and the
they
trees
cleared.
cut away. Yeah.
Though
I think
poor, but that's definitely a poor defensible position right there. Oh, you're fucking off now. Okay. The definitely a poor defensible position because look at all those trees that are still around the
very close area.
yeah,
Like where they
yeah.
get kidnapped or when they get ambushed later.
Yeah, like exactly
No.
where they get ambushed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I one of the things, if you could go back to that shot, Joe, I think that this is probably one of the most important shots in the entire series, and I wish we kind of looked at it more. Now go back to that first one. What do you see behind Emmons Field?
A cliff face.
It's a cliff overlooking the entire village, and that's something that, you know, if we really thought about, because I don't remember if we see quite this angle, that's everywhere. So this is why Rand, Matt Perrin, and others are always overlooking the rest of the entire show. Why we get so many overviews from cliffs. I don't know if
Yeah, that's why people are on cliffs all the time. Because they're plentiful.
They're
They're
there's
awesome.
like 1,000 fucking views of people standing on a cliff
on the
looking
edge
down.
of a cliff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
Perrin's
it makes
forging
sense.
weapons, and he's looking over the Two Rivers, basically the village, and Maxim's training people. Alana's getting the girls ready, kind of thing.
Sexy
Which
Baker
for a
Man
brothel?
is right there in the front. You could see him right in the front there.
Yeah,
Sexy
and he
Baker Man.
survives. I
Yep,
noted.
he does survive.
Wish
Yeah.
he had
Him and
died,
Sen
probably.
Bui. Him and
Yeah.
Sen Bui are battle buddies. It seems like.
Yeah,
Which I'd watch.
they're the
I'd
best
watch
of
that
friends.
Duo Cops. I don't like the problem here. Like, I love the kind of like
Loyal's
framing
picking up a
pictures
sword
of
for
that
some
going
reason. Oh, a sword.
It looked like
I
he was
don't
helping
feel-
sharpening them, or
Is that what he was doing with the Alcine brothers?
yeah.
John,
To
go
me,
ahead.
Perrin doesn't feel very lordy here. Like
No,
doesn't
he
really
just feels
feel
like he's blacksmithing it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's still resisting. He's still resisting.
Let's open up that door. One of my main problems with this episode is that it feels too truncated. It's like watching the prequels to Star Wars and just going like, why did we have episode 1? 2 should have been 2 movies, or like 2 should have been the first one and 3 should be 2 movies. Like episode 3 felt really cramped. Like this felt crammed to me. And I don't want to see battle for 2 episodes, but like get him there faster, like mentally, like show more of like him taking charge over time. Like it just felt like
agree. There's no
felt
taking
too
charge
fast.
other than one shitty like speech, and then most of his speeches in this time are going to be taken by Maxim for whatever fucking
Mhm.
reason. Like my wife, who's not allowed to espouse opinions very often, like her point was like, we're going to see a fucking sex scene between Maxim and Alana, which is like on the surface fine, you know, that adds something to their character evolution.
yeah.
That's 69 seconds I want back. Like, A, I'd rather watch someone else fuck. B, I'd rather Wheel of Cliffs is a different show, and I'd like to watch the shit out of that.
Yeah.
But like, I'd
Where are
rather
we watching
watch Perrin actually like grow into his character.
Sounds like a Jackass clip, like a Jackass
Yeah, the Wheel of Cliffs.
skit. Yeah.
Which cliff are you jumping off of? Oh, looks like it's the Red Rocks.
It's
Yep.
all and Red Rocket, all the way
The
down.
Kids call him Lord Perrin. They do.
They do, and he resists it. And I mean,
It takes 5 minutes out, Jono.
the thing I'm hoping for with Maxim and Alana specifically is I really want like season 4 cold open to be something super deep and serious. Maybe even like a version of Demandred's. Demandred being pegged by Shadar Haran probably, but
okay.
like a version
Now
of
we're talking.
Demandred, a version of Demandred going to Shale Ghul and seeing like the Forgers, something dark, something really dark and bad, and then
Speaking of the cold open was a little weak in this episode. I mean, this is
Well,
we're talking
Let
about.
him finish, Joe
But-
Gunn.
Well,
Let him finish.
and then
God damn it.
cutting to the baker doing the walk of shame out of the fucking wine spring inn with Maxim and Alana in bed. Like that's what I really want that to happen for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Okay, that's. I'm glad we came back to that.
Maxim and Alana has been a bore for me the last 3 episodes, in large part because they have been the weakest work on show from these two yet. I can't disagree.
I think Alana's tits look nice. What type of show is this tonight? The Truth. I think she looks very nice.
She's gorgeous, and so is
Very
Maxim.
attractive woman. Maxim. I guess in fairness, his tits look nice. We see that later.
We do see his tits later. He has very symmetrical nipples.
Yeah, and that's ahead of me.
Was there for possible weeks preparing for a battle, but didn't bother to find out about the natives' battle skills.
Yeah.
It's the most. It's
I
bad.
could not know about the Two Rivers longbows. That's.
I thought it was only like a couple days. I didn't think it was weeks. Like I thought they only had like a day or two.
I don't know. I mean, based on the battle emplacements they have, I would agree.
It's got to be at least a week.
It's got to be right. Yeah. To build fences and
to build that many and up the cliff and up the cliff road or whatever.
Yeah.
To Tom's
the
point,
mountain
they
pass.
should probably pull the palisades from not just vertically, maybe on the sides. To clear a little more trees.
I mean, yeah. Maxim and Alana notwithstanding, they're not the worst part of the episode. Although, other than just me going like, I wish Tam was here, kind of thing. You know,
yeah, I do miss. My biggest gripe is the lack of Tam and Abel. I was hoping for like a Tam and Abel coming with like. Like I was trying to think of something to say with coming, but it didn't. I was kind of like Battle of Helm's Deep, Riders of Rohan showing up, like Tam and Abel.
That would have been cool.
Or like what actually happens with coming with people from Watch Hill or Devon Ride.
Watch Hill, yeah. Well, they kind of folded that into the White Cloaks being up at Watch Hill.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that kind of made sense, but like I don't know.
Yeah. I was just because we had, I've been hoping for like a small like C or D plot of like a redemption for Abel so that he can we could redeem.
Especially now that his wife died in this season. Yeah. Like I was like really hoping like his wife being dead and like Tam and Abel would come back and like be in the even at least in the battle.
Yeah, even just like a quick shot of like Perrin like about to be skewered by like a dark friend or a white cloak. I mean, even one of the white cloaks or a Trolloc, and then like an arrow popping out of its face and falling out, and you see Abel like in the background,
and then just peppered with arrows.
It's a very strange thing. I assume they chose, what's his name who plays Tam from who's Game of Thrones. Wonderful actor, like a marquee name for season 1.
Michael Mickelhatton.
Yeah, which of course was just probably just a few different typos put together for a name when he was born. But like, he's a
just some drunk
actor.
Irish woman.
Yeah, which also was his mother's name.
Mickelhatton.
But like,
what did he say?
What the fuck did they do with him?
What
was the point of like having him for like 4 scenes in episode 1, maybe 2?
I mean,
it's the shot. So I know. So there was a scheduling conflict, I've been told, but like that notwithstanding, it bothers me mostly because he came back last season for basically no reason, just to be like, "Hey, I'm in Niniave's testing," or whatever, and then
To me,
I like the changes to Matt's family dynamic because of the like mental health implications of like a rascal class clown character usually comes from like a broken home or some sort of issue like that. Like speaking personally, I know dissembling things with comedy is usually
you don't come from a broken home.
I don't know, but like having at all.
Having like a shit like childhood does kind of it either makes you like a dark person or you just are sarcastic and disassemble everything with comedy all the time. So
that sounds weird familiar to me.
Yeah. But
everything's fun.
I honestly liked it. I liked that change because the Two Rivers always felt too idyllic to me, like in the books. Like it felt too perfect.
But it's the Shire, right? I mean,
that was the point. That I didn't like that personally.
Well, maybe it's the Shirony. No, that's not right. But like, I get that, right? But I feel like we've dirtied everyone up too much. Like, I get the fact that you feel that some of this has to happen. But
I mean, it's both, isn't it?
family
It's
is
Devin
dirty.
Wright and Watch Hill that come down.
That's
right?
correct.
Yeah.
And she goes up, and then she like is that kind of thing. But I don't know. To me, it's
It's gonna go.
Probably.
It's gonna go down on one of two roads. He's either gonna clean himself up and do well, or he's just gonna be like an even worse horn dog and like.
Well, so the problem, so
better horn dog.
clearing the fogs, and fathers hide in the woods when there's danger, guys. This is the way families work. That although that is hilarious, the problem with them not being there is like a huge. I mean, I know they gave them the reason of like they're saving parents' family or whatever, so like they could bring them back, but like them coming back later, it just devalues the shit out of them and like them not having been there, kind of thing.
Like not being able to participate in the battle of the two rivers, but then also like if they bring them, he was but then like being the de facto kind of like lieutenant of the two rivers contingent throughout the rest of the series is, I don't know.
Yeah, Abel's not that important. Arosa said Abel isn't really that important in the grand scheme of things. Tam, on the other hand, we hopefully get him later. I assume we will, most likely. But then also renew the show.
Yeah, please.
I mean,
we need
Abel's,
to have
Abel's only important in the sense that he was with Tam, I guess, and he's important in the books in this battle in this time. Like other than that, I guess you're right.
Well,
it's not right.
I mean, Tam being gone is pretty influential to me because. And again, I understand.
Glenn's just yelling recast. You could have just recast him. That is true.
Yeah.
I mean,
like honestly, I probably wouldn't have
don't
even.
You dare!
I wouldn't have even noticed.
Not if he will be available later. They could have recast him and then just brought him back and been like, "What do you mean I looked weird during the battle?"
Yeah. Just give him a really thick beard.
Tam, and then he's on the other guy's back.
Oh, I was thinking of Abel. I wouldn't have noticed if they recast Abel, but.
No one would have
noticed that at all.
No one would have noticed. Also, I figured out the mirrored thinking, by the way. But no one would have fucking noticed that. Yeah, the story comes first, not some actor's career, or writers, or producers, or. But anyway, also apparently you were wrong on that. But anyway, moving on.
Moving on. Maybe they traveled the starting line. They did that in early books.
Maybe we're still in the first.
If that's the plan, then that's. Not too upsetting.
They went to check
just in time for the tower to break apart.
They went to because that was the last place they heard they were going, so they went all the way to and then had to walk all the way freaking back.
All right, I did like seeing the Alcine boys.
I like seeing that he's got like little apprentices helping him out.
And then they end. Well, I mean, we're still in the cold open. Basically, the Tinkers are. They're like Trollocs, and they like run to the gates, and they're like, "Oh, that's not Trollocs, it's Tinker."
No, it's just Tinkers.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine, guys. It's just
Aram got yoked. Like he is thick. If you put him next to a picture of him from season 1, that man
Joe, do it.
Yeah. Oh, you have it? Do you still have the?
Yeah, I got it right here.
There it is. Yeah, look at his neck and shoulders, and then pull up.
He's Brendan Frasering it.
And there you go.
There he is. His protein drink, which is come.
Pull up that screenshot that you just had with him in the front from season 3. Like look at his shoulders and his neck, and then look at it in that screenshot. Like he's so much bigger.
Let me see. How does he look? Where is Aram?
Yeah, like
he's got a lot of scarf on. I don't know. He looks about the same. No, you're right. He looks bigger. You're right. He looks bigger.
Yeah, he's even just his face too.
Yeah, that's actually kind of what I was measuring it by, because like it's kind of easy to hide it under layers of scarf and
that's why he's wearing all those layers, because you don't want to see how yoked he is.
They did. He actually mentioned his workout. I forget what it was. It was I think cock push-ups.
Cock push-ups.
Yeah, one's all you need.
Cock push-ups.
Yeah, that's all I did. just one.
How many can he do? John, how many can he do?
No, it's Tenacious D.
Tenacious D.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Fucking. He was in, and I actually watched that new Twisters movie. He was in the first like 15 minutes of it.
Aram Sino, man.
Aram, yeah.
Does he get sucked up into a tornado?
Yes, he does. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Yes,
if he had been the whale version, he's not going anywhere. He's staying fucking rooted.
Yeah.
True story.
And then there was this little girl, and she was like, "You want some squash?
You want some squash?"
Why are we
Right,
showing
John?
dead gingers? That's offensive to me.
Does that happen, John?
It doesn't happen.
No, I'm good. You want some squash, me lord?
Why are we doing this? Yeah.
That's how you talk normally, right? Because you're
Yeah.
ginger.
It's actually how I sound during sex to my wife. Do you want some squash?
It's good.
Anyway, Fael and the Aiel are there. You know,
Fael
they
and
have
Aiel.
some nice some dinner that Aram's not allowed to eat because it had meat in it once.
Yep.
Yeah, this does feel like trying to feed your vegan friends. That's why they're no longer friends.
I thought it was hilarious, by the way, because she's like, "This used to have meat in it, but I took it out, right?"
Yeah.
And then later on in this episode, basically Maxim comes in with food, and he's like, "Here you go. It's old turnips again. Like they're on rations or something." And I'm just
Pigs.
like, "Oh, so they're feeding meat to like Lord Perrin and Fael."
Yeah. Because
like,
you know he's
Maxim
he's
and
a-
Alana, they're just like, "Here's some old turnips, I guess."
Yeah.
They're like, "We don't have any meat still." I don't know.
We boiled
It
it
is
in
not-
dirty
it's-
water.
Again, though, that actually does happen in the show. Like the women are on half rations, that kind of thing. Or in the books, sorry, the real thing.
Mhm.
So I do think that they're doing a good job of like checking boxes like where they can. I'm
Yeah.
not upset
Yeah.
with some of the stuff.
I mean, yeah, but I only get upset with it when it feels like it's checking boxes.
That's
When
exactly
they just
it.
like jam a line of dialogue in, you're like, that was
I
just
can
for
see
book,
that. Yeah.
you know.
I like the way you look. Let's have sex.
So this happens.
I don't know how I feel about the Aiel wanting to bone Loyal, like, or at least kiss him. Let's like.
Well,
I
first
wanna
they're
put
talking,
that
they're
in
talking
there.
about Aram at this point.
Oh
And then
yeah,
Loyal's
yeah.
like, I don't know if you should jerk him off with your finger in his ass, but all right.
Yeah. Well, you know,
I
just
don't know if
ask
he'd like
first.
that. I don't know if he'd like it.
Just
that's
ask
all.
first. Consent is key.
Jono's thumbs down.
Yeah.
Yes, Jono?
This is atrociously annoying to me. First,
They've
off,
become
the
like
fact-
parodies of themselves already.
I think
don't
that
like it.
I feel like they are like Jordan Con people do a better job cosplaying Aiel than Bane and Chaid for some like to my mind.
Wow.
I
think their
it
costumes
is-
are phenomenal.
They look great.
I thought everything but the Loyal bit was much. I thought everything
It was
they've done but that.
It was before the first time they brought up Maid's Kiss. I loved it. It was like the continuation of it every time they're on screen. They're like, "Hey, you want to play? Hey, you want to play?" I'm like,
Yeah,
"Okay,
that's-
this is
that's
getting
it's
frustrating.
just
Yeah.
it's bad to me. It's bad to
Yeah.
me. And I
Agreed.
again the fact that they make the joke there's not a fucking lost one, Buddy is handsome. It's handsome, Buddy's a lost one.
How
That's
about
backwards. Just make it the other way around. And then like, yeah, it makes some sense. And the fact that their mouths are so dry, I'll be honest, I don't
Always.
want anything from that.
how about no means no, Bane and Chiad? No means no. Listen to the man. He said no.
I mean,
yeah. Where are we at here? I lost
Did you-
track because I was going backwards a little.
There's
bit.
the scene of when Perrin is talking to the Cawthon sisters, and that's the scene where I was like, Fael is like, "Oh, you're gonna have my babies." Like you could see it on her face when she's talking to the two kids.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and she like he makes them laugh and she's laughing, but then she kind of gives this. She's standing there with her arms crossed and she gives this side eye to Perrin where she's just like, "Yeah, we're fucking tonight."
so that's not good though. Like if you can see it on her face, odds are pretty low unless she's pretty flexible that she's getting pregnant that way. Like you got to kind of like
That's true.
was that snowball cream pie?
Do you know what
Yeah.
you're talking about, John?
Well, I mean, she could probably rub her face down there. I mean,
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
looks
that's what I'm saying.
flexible enough.
Yeah,
Tinkers,
so that's a self
please.
snowball cream pie, not
Yeah,
secret.
exactly. Yeah.
That's probably a very niche
It's
fetish.
Sarah
Listen,
has
it's
obviously been sneaking the red meat.
It's a Saldaean thing. Also, I loved seeing. Well, here's the thing that I really liked seeing. I liked seeing the wolf banner drop out, and I'm hoping for here's another wishful thing for season 4. Perrin like walking by the wolf banner hanging on something and like ripping it down and then handing it to Fael, who's like walking next to him, and she'll be like, "Don't worry, I'll find out who's putting these up and make sure they don't go back up." Then he walks off camera and she just hangs it back up.
Christopher never said I just noticed how short Fael was.
She is tiny.
Just
tiny.
I agree.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, like how is that
She is-
possible?
she is the smallest.
Especially
human being.
after episode like
Granted, Perrin is a
5?
huge dude.
yeah,
What is he like 6'1", 6'2"? He's big.
yeah, 6'2", yeah.
That's like just Yeah, maybe that. So, again, very dry, and maybe that's representative of the Aiel. Like we're not spitting on any dicks, because there's just not enough water here.
It's
I actually had this
dry
question: how
climate.
does Loyal understand?
How does he understand the hand talk? Well, I mean,
Yeah.
he's really
He's
smart.
just very well read.
He's very
Yeah.
well read. You know, it could be
And
there
real
could be a
watched.
book on it. Like,
Well, I mean, the Aiel, they don't care. They revere the Ogier, right? Not that they
Yeah.
have reason to venture into the waste, I guess. But
They
like,
do.
No, yeah, no, they
go see
revere
each
them.
other. Like
yeah.
they go to the
They
Static.
trade a lot.
Go to the
Yeah.
Static. You see that in the books.
Yeah, they trade for Sungwood all the time. They talk about
Yeah.
that a lot. They do reveal them. They call them Builder, and they
Mhm.
are very
they're pretty excited.
speaking of
about it.
random note, but I mean, well, we find out Days can channel. Not shocking,
Yeah.
I guess. But I do love the puncture wound from her and the blood, dried blood
Yeah.
on her outfit on Alana.
Yeah. Oh,
That was cool.
yeah.
Just a cool little costume note. I like that
Yeah.
she still has the battle damage on her clothing.
The one thing that I feel like no one can really gripe about this show is the set and costume and makeup design. Like,
No,
Yeah,
fuck
no, not at all.
It's excellent. It's excellent.
yeah.
One thing
But
that's like, go ahead.
I was going to say, I will say, I do have one actually gripe about it, and if specifically from this episode, but there's a couple of scenes toward the end where it kind of got me out of it. It's the Trollocs specifically. If they feel more like just monster looking and less like amalgamation of animals, and I really liked that kind of like, because some of my favorite art of them was from the comic books, where you see like a human shaped head with like a wolf muzzle, like really
like
just
on it.
yeah. They looked so unnatural, and these things look more just kind of like
beasts.
like just like a beast, some monstrous beast. Though toward the end we do get a couple like close-ups where we see like a wolf, like one really does overly look like a wolf muzzle.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of shots of the Trollocs later.
Yeah,
Well, not a bunch,
Trollocs
but
this season though.
I have some good close-ups, I guess, of snouts.
Yeah, no bird Trollocs this
He's
season.
told off by Sen Bui, and he's like, "Fuck this spear thing. We have bows," which we've already kind of talked about.
Yeah.
Then there's a quick like Alana Maxim scene where he's like, "We're all gonna die," and she's like, "Shut the fuck up." And he's like,
It was
"No,
funny.
seriously, we're gonna die."
I don't hate
I thought it
that.
was
I don't
funny.
hate that. I don't hate
No,
that.
I thought it was funny.
That's not anything that bothers me.
Me either.
Also, at 6 minutes, Joe had mentioned this as I thought it was a joke about Molotov cocktails when I was watching shit. But yeah, they're making Molotov cocktails.
Yeah, apple brandy. You know, it's very
the apple brandy. Yeah.
I guess
That's
that's
all.
what that is.
That's all Tam did. He just dropped off a crate full of apple brandy and walked
Yeah,
off.
He's back in his like just building more. Naphtha. I had not expected to see that. And that's why when later on there's some explosive shit. The first time I was watching, I was like, "What the fuck is happening here?" But now it makes
Why are
sense.
there explosions?
I don't know if I like the idea, but why not?
The thing about Alana and Maxim, I think the reason why they may be showing them more and doing some stuff up with them is for a harder hit, especially for non-book readers, if they do the, you know, Alana forcefully bonding Rand stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Very possibly.
I hope that
Because-
Also, they have a whole like. I mean, we'll get to the end, but like the conversation with her and the girls is a little weird. But we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Wolfhead Manor. Dom, you mentioned you love seeing that. I think it's horribly done.
It's horrible, but that's the point.
Get some artists, guys in the Two Rivers.
Yeah, I feel like the point of this is was like, oh, someone was just like, let's get it done, draw it real quick, throw it up there because this is our banner.
They don't
This
even
is
have
who
any
we
paint.
wanna
That's
fight on.
sheep's blood.
Probably.
our flag means wolf.
Or feces, you know, it could be feces.
Yeah, it's just shit.
Ooh, I do like
The
feces.
latrines are overflowing, and they're like, you know what? I got a good use for this.
Eventually, change her name to Shithouse.
I do like the. I do like the conversation with Fail here, and it's
I think it's
basically
great.
just her just going like, they don't follow you because you're like a great, you know, leader or, you know, all the things that they're looking for in a leader. It's like they'd follow Maxim or Alana for that. They follow you because you're one of them, kind of thing. And I like
This
that.
is a better version of Fail for me than what's actually in the book.
I love Fail on
Well,
the show
me
so
too.
far.
Yeah,
The
I
Fail-
think she's
The
Yeah.
Perrin and Fail relationship Fael as a character, and a lot of the aspects of Perrin's character I feel like I like them more in the show than in the books.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but right now I like them a lot. And I will go say I'll go say it.
I think Fael's been great, and I think
Fael a lot.
Fael has brought Perrin's character to the forefront in ways that needed to be done already.
Yeah,
you know, like I was like getting mildly exhausted with Perrin just getting shafted off to the side kind of thing.
Yeah,
so,
me
like,
too.
Although
this season's been really awesome for him in conjunction with her character, but also like she's been a really strong version of that character, and I've really enjoyed her so far.
Yeah,
it's interesting that one of the things I found very kind of useful for the show is to really actually bring your characters that are main characters into main character roles. I liked that. I thought that was a pretty bold choice to make your main characters main. I like that. And for Tom, who's going to not react, the point is, as a joke, Perrin didn't do anything, but in the books, he's a main character.
I always identified most with. I do well. That's besides the point. I do have an inversion table for that specifically, but I always identified most with Perrin. I like Perrin. He's not my favorite character. I really, honestly, my favorite character has always been Moiraine, but Perrin is my favorite out of the Emond's Field. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on your
Lana
numbers.
hasn't had any fake death scenes, but she's stealing Talmain's job. After spending a lot of time with Bane and Chide, Loyal picked up the hand talk. That's how, that's how I know a bit of Arabic. I mean,
I mean, it makes sense. They've been together.
Very smart and well read, so I don't think that's.
I mean, Aramic. That's what Aram speaks. Aramic.
They've been together at
Not
this point
one fade. I think they wanted to highlight Pat and Fane, and they didn't have a lot of time.
To
do otherwise.
I am sad that we didn't see more Shadow Spawn. I was hoping for more Shadow Spawn.
I think Finn's just hit on a wonderful point that kind of makes the whole like part of it just feels a little almost season 1-esque, where like your budget's a little like capped. And again, I get that.
It probably was. We'll understand why next episode, I bet.
They put a lot of the budget into this battle. Like a lot.
Yeah. There's a lot of destroying sets. There's a lot of fire. There's a lot of explosions. There's a lot of special effects with all the Trollocs. Like
how many extras there were. Like there's
like
I mean, like I tried to stop like in one of the scenes and just count. Like I counted, and in one scene I counted like 60 individual people. Just in one, like I froze frame in like one of the shots where you see the Two Rivers bowmen on the roofs.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to just count like heads like popping up out of the crowd, and it was like over 60. It was like 63. So like there had to be over 100 people on set, the actors on set that day.
Just going by what happened in the show, I don't see any reason for them to be hanging up the wolf banner. Perrin didn't do all that much to be called Lord and to have the wolf banners hung up. I mean,
he went and rescued the girls.
Yeah, that was big. I mean, obviously in the books it was they rescued a lot more people, and that was a bigger deal, and they took a long time to get back to the Two Rivers between those events. But like again, based on how many battle emplacements they have set up, like it's been some time. Like I feel like there's like less, like we're not seeing it all necessarily, but I think there's been more of Perrin like leading them than we've seen. I guess
he's also.
But I feel like Chris Rapper's got a point though.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Tavarin.
Oh, I agree, Jono. That there is a point there. I just. Oh, sorry, Jono's gonna go.
Oh, okay. Like Robert Jordan built a plot device into his fucking story. Like I've talked to so many authors who like say like he's a genius because he built the plot device as a part of the lore in his world.
It's the smartest, like it's not a MacGuffin. What the fuck's the term? But like it's the smartest like thing that ever built in plot device that you've like by the way, everything I write makes sense. My geography can be fucked up because I made an idea 3,000 years ago that made everything work for me. Yeah. Everything I've wanted to do is just stitched into the narrative fabric, and fuck you if you don't like it because I wrote it.
Maybe if Perrin had led some folk to hunt Trollocs, the wolf banner would be more. Again, sort of what I was talking about in way this episode feels a little truncated. Like if they had given a little more breath to like he's doing other shit leading up to this battle, like that would have been.
You can allude to it. Like you don't have to show everything. Like you can
They
allude to it. Like,
just
hey,
showed them ride out and then ride back in with some Trolloc heads.
Or even like during the cold open, have them coming into the village.
Yeah, instead of just sitting there banging away at the forge, you could have like rode in with a bunch of dudes, and they would have been like, "Lord Perrin, you're the best. Look at all those Trollocs we killed," or whatever.
The only thing I could think of to try to make it make sense is it seems like everyone is kind of deferring to Perrin by default, even the people.
Sorry.
That's funny. Even like Maxim and Alana. So like these people are looking up to an Aes Sedai and a warder, like, you know, they came in injured, but they're still kind of like not deferring to Perrin, but like looking to him, talking to him, caring about what he's doing. So like, oh, he must be important type of thing. So like I could see that.
I forget what happened to Bran Alvear. Didn't he just die?
He wasn't in this whole. I didn't remember.
No,
seeing him in this whole episode.
Bran. They mentioned Bran with Tam and Abel. He's with them.
Oh, he went with them. Okay.
He's
so
with them.
You took, again, that's just dumb. What the mayor's left, like it's never mentioned. Like, give some fucking work here. Like, I think that part of.
I think they wanted to highlight the women's circle bit.
I really like that.
Have Meryn be a stronger character.
I think that
be kind of more in charge of the town
that.
while he's gone, sort of thing. Yeah. But like again. It's just when they're completely gone and they never come back, it seems like weird and empty. Like there's like it's lacking something.
It's 12 seconds. All you have to do is allude to it, make the readers not feel so fucking hard done by, make the Joe Guns of the world, those pieces of shit, not myself.
Yeah, those assholes.
Just feel like you've given a token nod to it. It's not difficult. Just like you said, if they ride in on a horse once and like, you know, hey, you got a fucking Trollocs.
I would have definitely shifted. Like I said, this cold open was kind of lackluster. Like it was just like the town's preparing. Like it was. I mean, it was showing a lot of aspects that you needed to show really fast. But you could have done that in the same way, like with Perrin riding in with a bunch of the young kids, like having killed a bunch of Trollocs or something. Yeah, and then calling him Lord Perrin and him going, "Stop that." You know, kind of thing.
Like, or I told you to stop saying that because that infers that they've been saying it. Yeah.
Well, refine the dialogue for sure, but you know what I mean. But like, they could have shown it in the same way. Alana could have been doing her thing. Maxim could have been training the people.
I mean, like, you know, I always just want more. Like if we could petition to Amazon to give us 10 episodes, give us fucking 10 episodes.
Chana's going out to smoke. Chana was getting a drink.
I was. My wife brought me my whiskey. Which is
I got the old Irish.
How many cups?
The old Irish.
Oh, Tullamore Dew. Tullamore Dew is one of those things that's not really fucking appreciated enough. It's delicious. Irish whiskey in general, fucking delicious.
It's
agreed.
Smooth.
Those Irishmen know what they're doing. You know, they know how to drink.
A young Irish boy, girl, of age.
Anyway, meeting with Bonemold.
Yeah, we're in the Two Rivers. There we go. I found it odd with Lord Luke being with Dane.
I just put Lord Luke in quotes. I was like, Lord Luke's there.
Yeah, like, you know, I feel like they kind of stuck him in there to either be like, if they want to use him, they can.
If they want to use him, they can. Yeah.
And if they don't use him, and if they don't use him, you know, like. We mentioned Lord Luke, like, you know, like for the book.
We mentioned Lord Luke.
Nod.
He was on the side of the White Cloaks after Padden Fane joined them. So there's like little bits that are there that, like, if they want to use him later, they can be
it's
like,
a get out of jail free card. Like we didn't.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's also like the most. Again, I mentioned token head nod. This feels legitimately like a token head nod of like, there you go, here he is.
Yeah, especially if they don't use him. Especially if they don't use him.
Yeah. I hope they do, but I really hope we get more Wolf and more Wolf Dream. And
Me
more
too. I was hoping,
and more like in the next seasons to come.
Was.
I'm okay with it not coexisting with this battle. Being said,
yeah,
like I want that to, like, as much as a queen went into Tel'aran'rhiod out of this season, I want Perrin to do the same thing, like in the near future.
Fucking Noman Garden.
Sorry, I'm not. There's so many comments I haven't looked at.
The only thing I have about Lord Luke here is it seems like he might be being a little shady.
Yeah. There's a little bit of like
That's fair.
I mean, all he's doing in this entire scene is basically holding Bonehold's horse.
Yeah, but the thing
But
is
he's back there glaring, like,
but
you know,
also
and,
just
and
with
on the right side is
especially because like before when we first met him, it seemed like he was like out patrolling with the Two Rivers people, trying to keep them away from the White Cloaks. Like he was, but now he's quite literally riding with the White Cloaks. So
right.
Especially, but like it almost seemed like he was going in, like he went in before Pat and Fane came in, so they could try to make it like they're doing something together there. I don't know. We'll see.
No, I no disagreement there. It's a very, I don't know what they're going to do with him, and one of those like I'm just kind of like, well, let's just see what the fuck happens now.
Yeah, I gotta wait to see what they use him for. Yeah,
I'm not upset or content. I'm just waiting to see what they do. And then I'll get really angry.
It's hard to judge. It's hard to like. For me, it's hard. Like,
have an opinion. How do you have an opinion yet? Yeah.
Well, because the show, like, they could do a lot with him, and like if they do, it'll be cool. But if it's just this one little nod to the character, and it's just this guy named Lord Luke for this one couple of scenes in season 3, it'll be to me that's like meh.
I think one of my biggest pet peeves, and maybe it's because I do a show that's weekly and then it feels like a gotcha almost, is that there are a few times where they like take a character in a different direction and you're like rant, and then they bring him back and they're like, haha, you thought we were going to fuck it up, but we came back. And you're like, but I feel like you fucked it up and then you've done this. Like to a certain extent, Maiden's Kiss thing is
not fucking it up in the first place. Yeah.
It's not fucking up. It's something kind of like them trying to show that they're paying attention, but also doing it unexpectedly. The Maiden's Kiss thing in this episode, drove me wild. And then they're like, Loyal had a plan. And I still am like, no offense, fuck off with this thing. It doesn't.
So for instance, like last episode or whatever, when they mentioned playing Maiden's Kiss with Loyal, I was like, why the fuck are they doing that? He would never do that. And now they're doing it. And now it's a device for him to like trick them out of their toe or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know.
Which is clever-ish, and I don't mind it, but it was just like one of those things where I was like, you could have just, I don't know. I don't know. There's so many different ways to have done that.
I didn't like that they kept pressing the subject. Like it was funny in the first episode.
He could have just accepted that they would come with him, you know, like, and I know that's not like a Loyal characteristic, I guess, but like,
no, yeah. I just don't like that they kept pressing it.
If you sneak out and they follow, you've done the same thing without betraying any of these characters, like book thoughts. If he's trying to be quiet, considering the fact that he's a massive mammoth of a being, and
you know what, John, to that point, they could have skipped all that shit and just had Loyal up at the gate, and then they could have just come out of the bushes and been like, "Yeah, we've been following you all the time. We're not. You thought you could get away from us, like we're gonna help you." He's like, "Fuck, fine," kind of thing. Like that's all you needed to do.
The scene where we had them like crouched, like looking at the gate.
From a cliff.
He would have been crouched by himself, and then Bane and Shi'ar
would have just could have come out and been like, "Hey, we're with you," and he's like, "Son of a bitch!" All right.
By the way, you saved 2 minutes of film, and you didn't fucking ruin my fucking night watching it for the first time.
Anyway, Perrin is like, help us, it's the right thing to do, kind of thing. And Bonehold's like, I'm not using one of my troops to help your people. Fuck off.
I quite like Bonehold. I think the actor,
crushed it. Yeah. I love Dane.
Oh, I love Jay Duffy is fucking phenomenal.
He's been phenomenal. I just really love the way they have some real chemistry on screen as well. Like the two of them when they argue and they're talking, like it feels genuine. And I don't know. I really like his character. It's a little weird that they tried to not redeem him, but like I like that they showed like nuance to his character, and he's not just some crazy like.
I don't know if you saw the notes.
Child buyer style, like just going like "fuck them all," and you're like, "Calm down, zealot." Showing some nuance to Bonehold was fun.
Did beforehand was he said a whole bunch of racist shit to really amp up Perrin to make it look real.
He whispered in his ear.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What'd you just say? Oh, fucking kill you.
I'll fucking kill you."
I do like Fael like has her bow
just ready to
ready to like fuck them up if they even do anything right now. And like, and it's interesting that he stepped Perrin stepped off his horse to go up and talk to them because they like made the deal, so to speak.
Yeah.
So it kind of like keeps true to the book. So later on, she's like, "What fucking deal?" You know, like kind of. And I was like, I like that. There's little bits of this that were pretty awesome.
I'd give it a thumbs up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I definitely.
We've got
enjoyed this.
Loyal like finishing his writings, which
Yeah.
we get to hear later.
Yeah, we already kind of hit this point, but yeah. So
at this point, but at this point, he knows he's not coming back because of what he writes in the book. Like, and when they read it later, so we know.
Yeah.
At the very least, at this point, he knows he's not coming back to this.
go back
Right.
to that, like that picture just then that you just had up.
Is it this one? Because we're moving on.
No. Oh, there's one of them actually looks a lot like I forget which cover it is. There's one of the book covers that has like, God damn it, that has like a kind of like half dusty kind of feel with Aiel's spear sticking out, and I don't know which one it is, and so maybe you're right. Next, John will get drunk and just kind of.
Well, hold on a second. Well, not about what you're talking about because I have no idea what you're
No
talking
idea what you're talking about. Yeah.
But the Fael kidnapping arc in the books, like when he gives himself up at the end, like is this going to be like a reversal of that? Like
That's
Fael?
exactly
What
what
do
I
you
think
think?
it is. That's exactly.
They're getting rid of that whole thing that everyone hates, basically.
Yeah.
Like all the readers are just like for years and years, it's just been like worst storyline of the books. Wait too long, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like for
Yeah.
so long that they're just like, let's flip this around and make it go fast.
Do you have the screenshot of the end when they're looking out over the when Fael and Bane and Chiad are looking out over the White Cloaks?
Yes.
Yeah,
but
like
not right
like
now. Well, we'll pull it up.
yeah, well when we get to it, but like that shot is what made, like, I was convinced that that's what they were going to do when he gave himself up, but when we saw like how many, there's like, I did a rough count, there's a 10 by 10 square of White Cloaks, and there's 20 of those, so that's 2,000 White Cloaks. So like if they're chasing 2,000 White Cloaks who have Perrin, you know, as prisoner, I feel
Shackled.
like that is definitely going to be the like replacement of that thing, and I'm for that. I would rather that, to tell you the truth.
I don't have an opinion yet because I don't see how it's going to work yet. But I don't hate the idea of inverting that.
I don't hate it at all. Yeah,
I'm not upset with the idea of changing certain things in the books. I am upset with changing many of the things they've done. But if this one's a good change, then football. I'm in.
I just hope we still do get the scene when Perrin tortures the Aiel by
It's
cutting
one of
his
the
hands and feet off.
darkest fucking things. Yeah.
Yeah, it's when Perrin hits rock bottom and then realizes he needs to hit with violence and killing, and then he gets rid of the axe. So I'm really still hoping we get.
Well, the fact that
like
he picked up the hammer in this finally and had a hammer and an axe leads me to believe that maybe we'll go down that road. But
I do like that a lot.
So
he's got to get more brutal. So we have to have something that makes him get a little bit more brutal for a little while. I
forget the name of the Aiel that spanks Fael as he's carrying her.
Roland.
Are we gonna get like that kind of like inverse? You think?
I mean, Perrin being
there's
spanked
gonna be one. Child buyer is gonna really go to town on Perrin.
just spank him all over the place,
feeding him hot.
And then later on, when Fael kills Child buyer, he's gonna be like, "I loved her." I mean him.
He's going to be giving him hot tea enemas and things.
Yeah. God damn. Well, now you've got my number.
But they introduced Child buyer, so especially with the lack of Iman Valda now,
I'm sad we lost Valda. We'll get there.
One of the best actors in the show.
That's true story.
That was his wife's hammer. That was his wife's hammer.
So
his ex-wife.
His ex-wife.
A White Cloak carrying Perrin over his shoulder and slapping him on the ass.
Be a monster of a human being.
Is by alternate account.
Yeah. There's also that scene with the three of them when Egwene sees them in season 2. What?
I don't know. I forgot where it went. Anyway,
Well, next scene.
yeah, where were we at?
Jono has 2 alt accounts.
Just going on. The whole thing is just me and the audience. I am, by the way, pulling a lot of fucking work. Different names, different accounts. Actually, still trying to be present here.
You're present here?
Did Jono just correct himself from ruined my nut? Probably. Did you, Jono?
Correct myself. I ruined myself, technically.
There's no way for you to ruin your nut. It's always.
I still think that Dane's actor should have played Gawain. They're really downplaying Gawain, like hardcore.
Dane's actor could definitely pull that off. He's got that self-righteousness, and he's got that what do you call it, chin, but all that shit. Chin, lost that word. Jawline. But I think he does great how he is, and he's dirty as fuck in like a good way.
Oh, hey, Lenny Bear's here.
Yay!
When Lawyer offered to play, I was like, no, he wouldn't.
Nah, it's true story.
Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah. So you've read the books. Put you ahead of
Nope, that's gone too. What the fuck? Oh, Jay Duffy. I think Dane is going to be the redeemable White Cloak. I think Dane is going to take over the redeemable White Cloak.
Do you see Gala joining the White Cloaks? I mean, I know we haven't quite gotten there for his character, but like I don't see that as like a.
I don't think that's an arc.
For his
I don't think that's an arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Tom,
it's not needed, I guess, is what I'm saying, because he's like, he just kind of goes full circle. It'd be at this point, it'd be more interesting if Bonehold takes over all the White Cloaks and redeems himself. And
that's what he's saying. Is like that's what's going to happen.
I think that's the setup here. Yeah. I think I think he's going to go down. He's going to go down this hole of.
Do we get a Pedro Nile?
Definitely. We'll definitely see Pedro Nile at some point.
I hope so.
Sure.
He's one of the coolest characters in the book.
You got it, right? We can't just have like these floating White Cloak camp captains and shit.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely see.
At some point, we need to see like their. I don't know. What do you call that?
Their stronghold.
Yeah, Captain Commander.
Yeah. No, like their
their place.
I forgot what it's called. It's an Amadicia, but I forgot what the.
The Fortress of Light.
The Fortress of Light.
Yeah, the Fortress of Light. But Fortress.
It's got to look very.
That's what I was looking for, John. Thank you. Fortress.
You're welcome.
It's got to look very cathedral-y, very Catholic,
very old school Catholic. Yeah.
Yeah. But
it's Catholic.
With Dane now, like Perrin having to travel with Dane where he's at, like emotionally and mentally, Perrin's going to have an effect on him probably. And that's going to start I feel like that's going to start his redemption.
The arc of like redemption, not only of him, but like the children at large.
Yeah. And especially because like his dad in the first season, like it jarred me for a second, but then that's what gave me the thought about the Dane having the redeemable arc is when like, if you remember, so Maureen is stabbed by the Trolloc blade and she has the Trolloc poison or whatever. Jeff Bornhold was like, you have the only way to heal this is you have to seek out an Aes Sedai. Like, I feel like Book Bornhold would have been like, sucks for you. Looks like you're going to die. Like, he wouldn't have been like, go find an Aes Sedai to heal you. Like, that would have not occurred to him. Yeah. So
he says, I'm not a dark friend. And again, talking about their chemistry and how well they work together on screen, like him apologizing for killing his father was fucking, I mean, one, fucked up, but also just amazing at the same time. Like, I was just like, he's basically like, I'm sorry about that. Like, I am sorry about that. I'm sorry. Like, I had to do that. Died in Natty Cawthon died because of your grief. He died for mine, kind of thing. And I was like, weirdly poetic. I loved every bit of that.
Yeah. But he died during a battle, like where everyone was fighting each other, and you tortured and killed this woman.
Well, Valda did, but sure.
Valda did. Went off to be tortured and killed.
Do you think Fael, I assume Bane and Chayat are going to go after Perrin. Do you think Aram's going with them?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you think Morghese is involved?
No.
In this plot thread at all? No, I mean, Morghese was involved in his like absolution or his court case, so to speak.
But there's think of where that all goes. Not that it's necessarily relevant to it, but that also ends up with Galad, right? That's also a piece of it. And it doesn't have to be related necessarily. I don't think that Morghese is going to feed into that because I don't know what the fuck's going to happen anyway. I do think Aram will, because otherwise, what's the point of having Aram grab a sword? Like, there has to have been, or grab a weapon. Like, there's got to be a fucking payoff there.
He has that one line where it's like, well, the village will need a blacksmith, like, you know, so like they
right. But I don't think that's a lasting effect. Like, I think that's just like a way to keep him there. And then like in the next season when Fayo's like, we're going after Perrin, he's like, I'm on board.
I feel like it depends on the actor's availability. Like if he's available to do season 4,
man, he's always available.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Are we ready for what? To be taught a new way?
Are you taking your shirt off? What's happening?
Oh,
are we ready for the
sure, Jono. You want to interrupt us with a little Jono says horrible things moment?
Yeah,
actually, technically, I don't. I read horrible things.
Jono reads horrible things.
Yeah. So, Tom DeSimone, for your literary pleasure, Alan Romanchuk at one point turned me on to the interesting writings of.
Well, he
Charles
turns you on all the
Bukowski.
time, Jono.
Yes, he does. Charles Bukowski, and if you don't know him, he is a fascinating author. I don't know if you want to call him good, bad, or whatever the fuck, but he is certainly a fascinating pervert. So I will read a small, quick excerpt. Page 35. My mother's dead, I said. I walked over and sat next to her on the couch. I grabbed her and kissed her. While I was kissing her, she looked right in my eyes. I broke off. Let's fuck, I said. I have an infection, said April. What? Sort of a fungus. Nothing serious. Could I catch it? It's kind of a milky discharge. Could I catch it? I don't think so. Let's fuck, I said. I don't know if I want to fuck. It'll feel good. Let's go into the bedroom. April walked in the bedroom, started taking off her clothes. I took mine off. We got under the sheets. I began playing with her parts and kissing her. I mounted her. It was very strange. As if her cunt ran from side to side. I knew I was in there. Trying to work here.
No,
I knew I was in there.
No,
it felt like I was in there, but I kept slipping sideways.
Her cunt ran from side to side is the end, Jono.
What the fuck? That gives me like the fact that that's published. It has cover art. Someone had to write is there a blurb on the back? What's the blurb on the back say?
You serious? This dude is extremely famous author from the 60s and 70s.
What the fuck, man? Oh my god.
Her cunt felt like it.
Her parts.
Side.
The last line I was gonna go in.
That's the best part. Is like he starts by saying like I play with her parts, and then like 2 sentences later he's like, and her cunt ran sideways, and you're like,
yeah. What the fuck?
I finished and rolled off is the ending, and that's like it's about right. It's about right.
That's yeah. Oh man. They used to do. They used
Tower Novices says they're probably not making him a Puritan. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he has a crisis of conscience. You know? You would have done well at there when I used to go to the tarvalon.net like live events. They would have a Blue Aja reading circle, and they would all bring like terrible sex books like that and read like excerpts from them.
Blue Aja?
Yeah.
Not green?
It's a weird Aja.
Blue, yeah. It was the Blue Aja. And they would read excerpts from shitty romance novels, and you would have fit right in there.
We also already had a payoff with Aram, so if we don't get another one, it would be okay.
Yeah.
The payoff was okay. I would rather there be more to his.
I would rather be more to it too. Like
we're gonna get to his payoff in a second. Obviously, we got another Bukowski. No, I'm kidding.
That was so.
Why would Bonehold follow the man
hilarious.
who killed his father? I mean, again, Tavernus and like him getting, under his collar, so to speak, in terms of
the pattern needs the white cloaks to help
Patton Fane style whispering in his ear, like I mean, he got them to come fight because he said it's the right thing to do. Granted, in the moment he didn't agree, but later on when the white cloaks came to the fight, he did
come back.
Why did you come to the fight? He goes, because it was the right thing to do. You're right. After a while, I thought about it and blah, blah, blah.
He was drunk, and when he sobered up a little bit, he was like, ah, shit.
You made Tom's whole head and neck turn red.
Thank you, Aaron.
Oh, god damn it, man.
That was, I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that joke to get made.
Everyone was. Except for me, because I don't say any racist stuff. Ever.
Yeah, okay.
Well, anyway, Maxim teases Alana with figs and they fuck. Anyway, and she calls him a bitch, which I thought was hilarious.
Very funny. Also, it felt. It's not as egregious here, but it felt like that's not the language from the Wheel of Time. But it really didn't bother me.
Oh no, I didn't bother. That
Didn't bother me as much.
Yeah.
It would have been
what?
great if she said bent instead of bitch, though. I would have I probably would have cried laughing if she had said bent.
I'm still hoping we get a pale-haired milksop reference at some point.
I thought you were gonna say chit.
I
like chit
sopping my
too.
milk earlier.
Chit's good.
So
Bint,
I'll
I
sop up
think
your
is my
milk.
favorite by far. Like
Or
over the
Gin
years of
Gin.
tWoTcast and like us rereading stuff, I'm like, I think Bint is my favorite.
Bint is definitely a good one.
It's up there.
Two things. A, I hate every time this turn off the bond. It's not a voluntary thing. It's masked. It just feels it's a nomenclature that really means a lot to me. Then secondly,
Yeah.
the fact that she tried to do it the way Ivan used to fuck him is a very interesting, very interesting, weird. Don't know if I need this moment. It's not weird because who gives a fuck about but it's just why did we get this piece? Why not?
I can't stand.
I don't need this 4 minutes. I don't need this 4 minutes. Show me another couple fucking. You know what? Show me them fucking just quickly. I don't need.
There's so many dumb things in the dialogue in this show that I'm just so easily corrected that I'm just why on earth are they saying that the wrong way? Like why? There's no reason.
I feel like someone is like, oh, that's too confusing for the audience. Like you got to change it so it's clearer.
But if you say mask over and over again, mask the bond. Like people will be like, oh, that means when he can't feel it. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing. I can't stand when television or movies in general talk down to the audience.
I hate it. It's so makes me so annoyed. Like how listen.
Oh, sorry.
But
so sorry.
On the other
wife
hand,
says she turns off the bond all the time.
Well, that's true.
She also turns herself off. No, I'm sorry. I turn.
No, that's I was about to say.
Oh my God, said I hate turn off the bond. Masking.
Listen,
they've said mask. That's another thing. They're inconsistent. They've said masking already.
Did they really
carry it through? Yes.
Oh, should we do a rewatch episode?
I used to get very angry about how people like storytellers in movies and TV shows and stuff have to spell things out to the audience a lot, and how often when you see directors and writers and stuff talk, they talk about having to make things spelled out for the audience. And I used to get more mad about it, but if the last 6 years have taught me anything, is that there are far stupider people than I really thought that there were. So
I'm right here.
No, you have a beautiful brain. It's very wrinkly.
Thank you. It is just like my testicles.
Yes.
You're not wrong, Tom. There are a shocking amount
of stupid people.
Of people I thought. I mean, just collectively as a society, I thought we were at a certain level,
and we're not.
Wrong.
We're
very wrong.
Very wrong. Where are we in the episode right now?
Oh, so by the way, this cuts straight from them trying to find a new way to have sex to Perrin polishing his axe, and I don't think that's a coincidence.
This is what happens when you,
yeah.
If you want to sneak up on someone, take those knives out of your sleeves. And this is basically the conversation with Fail and Perrin where she's like, you can be afraid. It's okay. Then he's like, are you afraid? And she's like, absolutely not. Are you stupid?
Yeah. But this is our first reference in this episode to Perrin's heightened senses. So I'm glad that we're getting references to that now.
Yeah, or at least more consistently. He's sort of alluded to it for maybe more book readers, but it's kind of there.
Yeah, well, it's at some point, he probably, since it's happening gradually for him, he probably doesn't notice it as much, and that happens in the book where he all the time in the book he'll do something and someone will be like, "How do you see that?"
I still remember when he talks about the curtains and the rusty weapons.
It's funny because they don't talk about hearing though a lot. It's smell and sight.
Yeah.
And hearing is not really commonly one of them. So when he said, it would be funny. I mean, I don't know. Not funny, but I mean, why didn't he just say, I could smell you coming from...
Giggity.
Yeah, I knew you were coming. I knew you were coming.
This is the first one. There's two more in this episode. And the other one is sight, and then the last one is smell. I'll point them out when we get there.
Is it Never mind. I won't succumb.
She's
to
gorgeous,
those
man. I don't know
shitty
why
jokes.
anyone's saying
Fail's-
she's not good looking.
Absolutely gorgeous. I completely.
She's
agree.
fucking gorgeous. Also, humble brag and shameless plug. I got to interview Isabella Bucciari. She's over.
Isn't her
the
name
interview is
Humble
over.
Isabella
brag.
Bucciari.
Isabel Bucati.
Yeah, Isabel Bucciari.
Isabel.
If you want,
Isabel
yeah.
But yeah, I interviewed her. It's over on the Dragon Mountain YouTube. So go check it out later.
Everyone should go to Dragon Mount and check out Tom's interview with Isabel. Fail.
She was really nice too.
And she's also not a big baby. Those are big babies are scared about battles.
That's not the point. I think that first off, I think she's great. I have no problem with her whatsoever, other than the lack of unibrow, but that's an improvement. So
It definitely is. An improvement.
Your fucking unibrow theory.
I don't like
Never
this speech personally because it feels odd. Like they're talking about your wife deserves the respect, like all this kind of thing. Like, it's not like she died in battle. She died in battle.
She did
but also,
die in battle. First of all,
she died being cut open by her husband. Like I don't know.
in battle.
In battle, yeah.
But in the way he's doing it, it feels
Friendly fire happens, okay?
It does. Yeah, I accidentally get nutted on my own face many a time. But
Exactly.
it just doesn't feel like this is quite the right speech with the context of like, oh, I saw someone around the corner, so I just gutted that bitch. That was my wife.
Well, they don't talk about his wife too much. I mean, this is more of like
this is a let her go speech. Like Frozen's happening.
Yeah. Let it go.
it is him yelling at her to leave because he doesn't want to see her die. I mean, he blatantly says, "I don't want to see you die." But on top
Which is
of
a
that,
beautiful sentiment.
Yeah.
it's about yeah.
Tom says that.
But
to
he's
Aaron
also revealing that
twice a
he's
week.
like afraid.
Twice a week.
He's afraid for
Believe
when the Two Rivers people all realize that he's led them to their deaths, and she's like, "That's not, that's not what's going to happen, or that's, not necessarily that's not what's going to happen, but like
Have
that's
they
not what you should be
considered
concerned
literally
about."
slipping out the back door of the Wine Spring Inn? Because there's a whole fucking back door of the Wine Spring.
Just get out of here, Jono. I don't want to see you die.
Just get out of here. That's a good shot.
So what's after you complain for no reason about this scene? We do have this cool scene with Perrin and the Cawthon girls.
Yeah.
Oh, that's before that we play Maiden's Guess.
Oh, I
Yeah.
wanted to skip this because I'm
we already talked about it.
Yeah, I mean, we did.
And how frustrating it is.
But
He did call their bluff. I will say that.
I guess.
I love this. I thought it was hilarious.
I hate everything to do with this piece of parchment.
I don't mind it. I mean, it's the dumb drawing that Matt had made, sure.
But you don't. Like, can't you make a sardonic fucking drawing, like where it's just like, is? By the way, this is a picture of me blowing the horn of Valier. Like, it must have happened. There's a picture of it.
Again, this is their news. This is TV.
Yeah,
this might as well be on film for them.
Yeah, and people didn't just draw pictures. Like,
you just have a drawing done if you didn't actually blow the horn over there.
People don't have paper. Like, you kidding me? Like is someone having a stack of paper?
No, they have paper. They have paper, Tom. It's not the Dark
all
Ages.
the time. They do this all the damn time. Like, there's people trying to draw anything. There's pictures, but
I just think it's fine in this instance, Jono, because it's Perrin saying, "This is your brother. This is what's going on with him."
Yeah.
Not like
Matt
it's not
specifically
drawing.
gave it to him.
So that being said, the best part of the entire season is them shitting on what the fuck the Horn of Valier looks like.
She's like, "What is that? A fish face?" And then like, "Horn of
bladder?
Valier, my ass." And then she's like, "It looks like a sheep splatter."
Which,
I
by
do
the way,
like
is
they're all like
50.
laughing and having a great time laughing at Matt.
Oh yeah. There's a shot. Oh, here, hold on. Let me I'm gonna change my camera for a second.
Sure.
This shot of her face when she's looking at Perrin when he makes them laugh.
Yeah.
That's when she was like, "I'm fucking you and we're having children." Like that's when she decided.
She's like, "You're fucking adorable with these fucking kids."
Yeah, that was.
I
when
love
she
every
decided.
second of it. She's even doing it in that shot a little bit.
Yeah,
Tom.
Yeah.
She's like, "Look at that smile." She's like, "Look at him. Look at him with these kids."
Yep. She's like, "We're having kids."
Yeah, it's pretty great. Them together is good.
Yeah, and then when he says stay behind me, and she's like, you don't have to protect. No, kill the ones that I miss. She gives him another like
double whammy. Yeah,
it's gonna be like a rough, angry.
I'm really shocked they're referencing Parents' Heightened Senses.
I didn't want to bring it up, but that's exactly right. It's like I was gonna wait for Tom to actually mention it again and again. The fact that like they're doing this in a very subtle way.
They're building it slowly, which is how you should be doing all of this stuff.
Yeah, like you start.
I think that's
like,
one of my main problems with the show is like it's kind of what I was saying about this episode in particular, but like just in general, it's just like the little things that they choose to show versus like what they could show to set up the thing later. It's something I'm at odds with it a lot, you know, like, and then we get an episode like this where they're just dumping all this like. This time's passed, and he's the Lord of the Two Rivers, and like everyone calls him Lord, and the Wolf Banner, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, give me a little bit of build up to that, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah,
her eyes are beautiful. Okay,
yeah, she's Isabella's gorgeous. She has a lot, like her hair, her natural hair is very long. I'm always so fucking like amazed at how they hide these people's hair under their freaking wigs.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Davina Lamont,
it's interesting.
The prosthetic. Lady, like she does makeup and hair, but makeup also includes prosthetics and things like that. And then Sharon Gillam obviously is costumes, but the makeup and hair and prosthetics are insane.
It's the same size.
She is. Go back to that shot again. Like she's the same height as them. And Perrin is
maybe that's part of the appeal.
A foot. Oh God.
I said maybe.
Look, fucking that other one, the one in the red shirt is taller than her almost.
Or at least same size.
Yeah.
And also, by the way, take a note. Like Perrin can be on his knees and still like blasting her like in the face.
Oh,
yeah. God damn it!
That's a compliment.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope we get the Sasara. I hope we get the Sasara dance. That's for sure.
So horn sound, and this time it's not. tWoTcast.
No, it's not the tWoTcast.
The fucking Trollocs are coming down.
I
love how they have lit torches in broad daylight.
Broad daylight. Well, we wouldn't be able to see them otherwise.
So they could show them that they're coming.
Yeah. See, there's them. There's the show talking down to the audience.
Yeah.
No. There is the show.
And Maxim's like, there's 500 torches at least. I'm like, well. So there could be like 1,000 Trollocs because not all of them needed a torch in daytime.
But no, this is them talking down to the two rivers, and that's why like the runaway plan, and then they flank them from the side and put deep arrows in the women.
Yeah, Here's another shot where you can see Aram and his size, like his chest is fucking huge.
Does he look that much bigger from season 1?
He really does. He really, really does.
I don't think he's that much bigger. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Do you think I look larger than Jono from season 1 of tWoTcast?
100%.
Whenever I'm around, you always look larger.
Thank you.
I do like the quick discussion with the tWoTcast of like, she's like, why the fuck are we in this meeting? And he's like, very specific reason. There's a tunnel now from like Winter's Night, and we need you to get the fucking kids out of here.
Again, shouldn't you start running with the children now?
Yeah. Well, they don't. Yeah.
So I guess the idea is they don't know where the Trollocs are going to attack from. Although presumably there's only the one spot, but they're you wait for something like that to like.
They did
make sure the Trollocs are engaged in battle before you start sending fucking kids into the mountains.
They did say in, I forgot which episode it was, but one of the earlier episodes that they've been fighting Trollocs out in the wilderness, like around the two rivers, like for
true. They
were
talking about them being a couple miles away. That was earlier.
Yeah,
I get that.
So like if they were to leave now, I think they want them to ultimately not leave. Like the idea is hopefully they don't have to leave and they're safe in the end.
Maybe we win this, but if not, run away to the back end.
Maybe we win. Maybe we win the fight.
Yeah, don't die when you run away, please. Thank you.
But also don't die.
Perrin is just a fuzzy Legolas. I hate you. Oh my god, I love you.
Tom's here. Tom's been here the whole time, Patrick.
I have. What's up, Patrick?
Yeah, this is actually his 420th episode.
Sheep tutor.
I wish.
Let Donald toot.
Let Donald toot. Oh, God.
To be fair, they have seen Matt fucking a sheep ladder.
I wonder.
That is absolutely true.
And
He
when he
mouth
comes,
fucks
it
that
kind of
sheep
comes off
ladder.
like a balloon. Like,
He's like, you don't have to sleep on the floor anymore, and watch me have sex with that sheep ladder. That's the real
Yeah.
part.
that was the real fucking.
That's the real part.
I
So
could
you
a
have to
whole sheep.
reload. Every time you blow the horn of Valir, you have to reload it, and this is how you reload it.
It's called actors having fucking headaches all day long to hide all their hair. Very possibly.
That's true, probably.
Yeah.
You should see what happens to the Merkins. That's exactly what it looks like after.
Yeah, actually, yeah. When they take it off.
Oh!
It's one of the dark ones, a threefold plan. I don't know if you knew that.
Three-pronged
Headaches.
plans. Merkins.
Yep. Headaches.
The quick comment on the set design. I love, for whatever reason, I don't know why the pillars in the fucking Wine Spring Inn have like ridiculous carvings in them, but they look awesome. It looks crazy. It's really cool.
Season 1 was like that too.
Yeah.
It was very overly intricate. I don't know why, but I don't hate it.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't know who the carpenter is in the master woodworker is in the Two
Jesus
Rivers.
is the carpenter.
Yeah, it's true. He is. Aaron
It's the
does kind
bagel.
of look like Jesus in this scene.
Does it look like Jesus?
Look at that. Yeah, he could pull it off, I think.
Not white enough nor blue-eyed enough.
Yeah, let me
Right
Yeah,
off.
we
Hold
need
on.
Jim Caviezel in here.
Let me
Yeah.
let me nail him to a cross
Right
and stab
here.
him in his flank, and then he'll look like him.
But don't forget to get his wrists and hand or his wrists and feet.
There's all right. Small aside for
Next, this feels like
no,
a next.
I feel like. Have you guys ever read Kevin Hearn Iron Druid series?
No. Oh,
No.
Fantastic series. If you like urban fantasy and like
urban.
like a new take on like historical things, like it's set in like 2007, so urban fantasy.
Urban fantasy.
But the basically short version is all of the pantheons of gods exist and they can manifest on our world. And Jesus hates manifesting because the only way they manifest is how people visualize them in their head. And he's like, they always imagine me white and half dead. And he's like, I hate doing it. And the one scene that they get him in,
I've got a spear sticking out of my side. It's super annoying.
The scene that he manifests in, there's a Mexican guy there, and he's like, so like when he walks onto the scene, he talks to the main character, and he's like, Jesus, and he's like, yeah, he's like, you look different. He's like, this is how that man imagines me, and he's wearing a hat, like a surfing, like a board hat, board shorts, flip flops, and a Hawaiian shirt. He's like, this is how that dude imagines me. So he's like, finally, I'm not wearing a crown of thorns, white and half dead. So
he said, "Steal our kids, please."
That's exactly what I said. Yeah, please
Parents
steal our
just
kids.
fuzzy Legolas. What do your wolf eyes see?
Yeah. I said
By
that,
the way, please
and
don't
that was our
manifest in public.
that was our tagline in our season 7. Our episode 7 episode was.
Rand did a
that's
carving every
hard.
time he nailed a queen in the common room.
Oh God,
Those leaves are all just hash marks.
they are every single time.
Oh, Matt Stagger's here. Hey, Matt Stagger.
What up, buddy?
Love Iron Druid.
Yeah, Kevin, great series. If you like that kind of stuff, so good.
It does sound like a Black Sabbath album, like Iron Druid.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's pretty awesome. Anyway, back to the show. So they're
They're
having
getting closer. It's
Yeah.
dangerous.
Look how
All
many
right, so
fucking-
Perrin goes up to the mountain pass to head off the Trollocs because they're on their way. So like they all go to their positions, so to speak.
What? I
Why are
love
you
this scene
thumbs
so
downing
much.
that?
I
what do
love
you
this
see in
scene.
the background of that picture? Nope, not that
Trollocs
one.
Cliffs?
coming. Trollocs.
Next.
There's
Next.
Trollocs coming on.
Next,
Two Rivers
shut up.
people.
remembering
Longbows?
Stefan from season 1, 2 years later.
What?
Fuck off.
What are you talking about?
He's talking about the pounding that The
Yeah.
land
They're making
that makes-
rhythm. Listen,
It's-
Jono, I understand you're so white. You don't understand how rhythm works in music, but you need to set rhythm for when people are.
Jono's
singing.
not just
And that's what I
white.
do.
Translucent.
It's
Yeah.
true.
He goes out into the
It's
sun
ghoulish
and
almost.
it's like shining a spotlight at a mirror,
Yeah.
and
So you're
you do
saying he
that a
looks
little.
like the governor guy from that first X-Men movie when he walks out of the ocean?
the governor guy.
The one that turns into the water.
Are you talking about Senator Kelly?
Senator Kelly, was that it? I forgot his name. I
God
forgot who
damn
it
it,
was.
Joe.
Bust out that name. That was good.
You guys want to talk about X-Men?
No,
No,
I
Tom's
will
not
all
here.
day.
Tom O'Hara is not here.
I'll talk about X-Men. I
Anyway,
love X-Men. Anyway,
you guys want to talk about X-Men? So
I loved
Tom,
this
let me
scene.
ask you
I
something. Do
absolutely
you
loved this
think
scene.
in the books with the one power that you could create an Iceman slide and recreate Iceman's powers?
yes, absolutely, absolutely.
That's it. Moving on.
So,
They started the pass. Goes well enough, I guess. Longbows are working out. You know, it's working for everybody.
I loved the scene. I love Perrin's armor. His armor is fucking sick.
I liked his armor too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
No
really
problem.
enjoyed the scene. And this is our first shot of Senbui and the Baker Man as battle buddies. Every time we see Senbui or the Baker guy throughout the rest of this episode, they are together.
They're very close together. What?
Yeah.
Why are you, Jono? What's the thumbs down?
Because he doesn't
What's
like
wrong?
good
I don't
things.
fucking like it. I don't like the fact that Perrin, who is 6 feet away from Maxim, is telling Maxim now. No offense.
Well, because
if
he's in
Maxim
charge of that spot. That's what the general would do, Jono. You go,
does
hey,
it
Captain,
not- the man's
order
a
the
fucking
troops.
Warder. He's a
here's your
fucking
orders.
warder.
You yell at them, and then I'm going to ride away to go check
Perrin has
out the
been
two
in
rivers.
charge for 6.9 fucking minutes.
Yeah,
Okay?
but-
even last episode he wasn't in charge. Maxim is a warder and therefore should know what the fuck.
Perrin's
he's
been in
doing.
charge for at least a month. How long do
There-
you think it would take?
There has
Seriously,
to be.
in all seriousness, how long do you think it would take to put all those battlements in place?
3 weeks.
I think if they have a few hundred like people that are used to
There's
chopping
a lot,
trees
dude.
down,
Did you see that was just in front of the two just in
Yeah.
front of the village itself?
I think they could have got done in less than a week. I think they could have got it done in less than a week.
I'm on Jono's page. I'm more on the 3-week page. But
Either way, the man doesn't know when to fuck to attack a goddamn army.
It's-
Still hasn't
that's-
had 3 weeks.
I think it's
sure
less
he
than
does.
that.
When they're screaming at you from on the other side of the
I think it's
the
more-
battlements.
I think it's more you need to have one person kind of calling the shots there.
Yeah,
then let him
Maxim
call
I
the
think-
shots. Maxim should just be archers loose. Archers
Yeah,
loose.
actually,
That's
if you
what
want
he's
to get
doing.
if you want to get really technical with it, that never happens in battle. Like, and this is something this is directly from Michael Livingston, the person who is quite literally
Once you hit the
and-
link, you're good to go.
like they would just be like, okay, archers.
Yeah,
go,
they would
and that's it.
know. Yeah,
There's
they
no
would know
knock,
when to
draw
fire.
loose. There's no like hold, none of that. Once the archers start firing, they fire. And
Yeah,
that's
but
it.
you have to give the actors something dramatic to say. You know?
Exactly. That's the only reason this scene is happening with them doing that.
It to me, it just feels Maxim that it gives him
Again, I don't think that's weird at all. An upper person in charge of the military would be like ordering a lower person to be ordering all of the troops to do. That's
Exactly.
It's a very normal chain of command
And
thing.
we get
like,
it in the books too.
Perrin
Often,
being like, I'm in charge of everything. You're in charge of this spot.
how often
Order
in the
them to do
books-
this right now.
How,
I'm gonna leave.
See, there you go. How often in the books? Why it's in the vein that I want to go with this? How often in the books did Tam go to Perrin, tell him what to do, and then Perrin would be like, "All right, let's go do this," because Perrin was the person that needed to be the face of being in charge of those moments.
I fully agree. All Maxim had to do was, hey, Perrin, at 400 yards or 300 yards, depending on how big you want to think these things are, and just say yes.
Yeah,
And therefore, once.
yeah.
It is the exact same thing as in the books, as opposed to,
I see your
Maxim-
argument, Jono.
Yeah.
well, then you're
Is
on
that
LSD
Lauren?
to see my words.
Was that Lauren?
I don't know.
There's like a quick moment here too, just before the Trollocs attack, where Perrin seems to notice them before we get any music indication or like audio indicator that the Trollocs are coming. So it does seem like he saw them or heard them or smelled them or whatever you want to call that first.
Oh,
100 people who know how to handle Axis could do that in a day.
I think so too.
Fuck off. No.
Listen, how
You're
hard?
not
Like,
felling that many trees
oh, absolutely.
and building towers and fucking
I don't know
walls
about the
and
towers.
spike emplacements, going all the way up the goddamn.
No. I mean
cliffside?
cutting down the trees. I mean cutting down enough trees in a day. I think
Well,
you
yeah.
can get it done. Yeah, and then you get 2 or 3 days to build all the shit. I think they could have done it in less than 7 days, in less than a week.
give it 2 weeks at the most. I think it's very feasible. I'm Joe. I'm gonna go to Sneeze Town. I'm a dickhead. I'm not gonna respond.
I was just sneezing. It's
I was
fine.
just sneezing.
Dickhead.
What's wrong?
But I think
Stop having bodily
again,
functions.
the point is, I don't know. It to me, like,
I understand what
don't-
you're saying. No, I get what you're saying. The
Then-
the idea is that maybe it either happened off camera or we didn't need it. But they did have that conversation for a second where Perrin was like, Maxim should be the one leading this, and then and then Fael telling him no. That's kind of their way of telling the viewer, hey, Maxim, probably should be the one calling the shots here because he's him and Alana are the most
technically Alana's the best girl.
experienced.
We found that earlier.
Yeah, they're all the most educated in battle and have the most experience, but Perrin is like that's the people that they're looking to. And
Again, I love that speech from Fael. Like to your fucking point, like I wish we could just hear that over and over. I think that Perrin should have that always have it said. How could he ever get armor? He's been hoarding it for himself.
I know.
It should have been Tam. Yeah.
I would have loved Tam to have been there to have done that. Yeah, I did. When you mentioned the scheduling thing, I remember reading an article about that too. So yeah,
what is he in right now?
Michael Mickelhatton?
I don't know, but I mean, probably all kinds of good stuff because he's a great actor.
He really is.
I guess that's kind of. So here's the key. This is kind of my point. Perrin does that in the books. He's like, Tam's in charge of this area. Go to town. You're the South or whatever. Like, I'm going to be up here. You do that, like, kind of thing. Like, that's what he does. That's a normal battle tactic to have someone in charge of one
he keeps
area
talking
of
to
assault.
him in the dumbest way. Like that's the thing. Is like Maxim now, Maxim now. Like that overrides the point. Perrin's sitting right next to these dickheads.
The Green Lieutenant orders it. He is green though. Like, you know what I mean?
He's in something called The Dry. I don't know what that is. It's a TV show.
Oh, I'm well aware of what The Dry is.
And then currently he's filming something called it's untitled, but it's called a Jimmy White biopic. I don't know who Jimmy White is.
That's what I call my penis. I don't know.
And House of
Dry
Guinness.
is my wife's vagina.
House of Guinness?
Yeah, House of Guinness. I don't know. The
Yeah,
aftermath of Benjamin Guinness's death on the brewery mogul. Okay.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
A Roman legion. I mean, he doesn't have a legion though, Glenn. He has a couple hundred farmers and
yeah, but they're literally like, this is what they do. They cut down trees and build shit. Like that's the.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying. I'm not saying
every night
fast. I'm just saying.
The Roman Legion does that every night. Every night.
I think based on how many there were and how far they extend up the not cliffside, but like the mountain pass trail.
We lost a Jono.
I think Donna just ran to grab a drink, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm okay with it. The only thing that seemed a little far fetched was throwing up a tower in a couple days, but who knows? I've never built one.
Fair.
Who knows? Like maybe
it would do fast.
Maybe right after the battle, that tower fucking fell over.
Like throwing up a wall and throwing up a couple towers to like shoot arrows from. I think they could do fast. I think, yeah. but it's and I'm not saying like putting a bunch of logs in a X formation and throwing them out into a field is hard, but like the amount that there were, I was like, I don't know, it feels like that would take a little bit of time. But whatever.
Yeah, I wasn't miffed by that at all, to be honest.
No, not at all. My only argument was that parents had time to be like, I'm the Lord of the Two Rivers, I'm a general kind of thing in that span of time.
Yeah.
I wasn't arguing. I don't know what the fuck we were talking about timeline wise in that respect at all. Anyway, at this point. Anyway, the Trollocs are there.
Yeah. I like that they have specifically with Pat and Fane's group the humans mixed in too. I just wish we had a little bit more.
I like that there's more human dark friends.
Me too.
Yeah.
I wish. And again, this is.
But it's also a cost-cutting measure of like, let's not.
Obviously, yeah.
Let's not have 500 dudes dressed as Trollocs.
Like, I would love to have like that scene in I forgot which book it was. It might have been The Great Hunt when we get the Pat and Fane camp scene. You know, they have the Dark Friends sitting around with the Trollocs, but then the Trollocs are also eating people still. So like, I kind of wish we get like a scene.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
just like, I mean, I know we got him. I know we got Pat and Payne standing on a cliff overlooking the White Cloak camp last episode.
Yeah.
But it would have been really great to like.
The humans look too comfortable around the Trollocs. That's my.
Yeah. They're. I don't know.
They just look too comfortable. Like I wish they were.
Do look too comfortable. A little more scared and a little more getting shoved out front to like be in front of the Trollocs would have been nice.
Yeah. And the Trollocs not really like they're. It looks like they're fighting alongside them instead of like fighting just also next to them. You know what I mean? I feel like it should look like the Trollocs don't give a fuck about those humans and they're just like in the way and they, but
right. So the longbows work at first.
Yeah.
And then,
well, bows are always great. So
a lot of people die. And they're like, we did it. And they're like, not yet. Not yet. And then they get shot back at.
Perrin looks a little frustrated there. We did get a nice close-up of fucking Senbui as he was shooting a bow, which was really nice.
Oh, yeah, that was fun. Yeah. I think I didn't get that many pictures.
I think. Hold on, I got one. I got it. I can show you. Where is it?
Did we mention the great joke from the Aiel girls about even the shadow spawn are fucking weak here?
Yeah, even their shadow runners are soft. Look at that face. Look at Senbui's face there. Like he's real.
I mean, he's crushing it.
This is some quality mutton chops. I appreciate that.
Flooded set digging wasn't an option. Okay. Yeah. Oh, the defenses lacked ditches. I mean, that's fine. It's a show. Yeah. There's certain things that I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, they didn't really like. Senbui was more of like a comedy relief, like annoying character in the book, and here they made him like actually like useful, which is fine. Like cool, whatever.
Why is so? Because no one looks that bad.
Yeah, and also he needed something to do. He's not thatching any roofs.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Why not?
Because there's no thatched roofs. None of the roofs.
Save the big arrows for Alana.
Yeah, they only save those big arrows for Alana.
That like a yard and a half goes right through her. It's like Maxim's cock on steroids.
Or was that a Slayer arrow?
Oh.
That was my other
I think it was a Trolloc arrow.
It was probably a Trolloc arrow, yeah. But my thought was Slayro? Yeah.
A Slayro.
Just saying it sounds stupid.
It does.
It's very southern.
Where are we at? Oh, here we go. This is the part you were just talking about, John.
Yeah. This is
Crystal, by the way, when Crystal and I talked, when Joe, you were on when we first saw that clip, and Crystal was adamant that Loyal was smiling in that scene, like he was excited, and I still think that he was like getting ready to roar, but she thinks that he was like excitedly going in there to fight.
Absolutely not. He's gritting his teeth going into battle.
I agree with you.
He's roaring.
I told her I would bring it up.
He's Wolverine growling.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And him murking those freaking dark friends and Trollocs. Like he hits one dude, flies like 60 feet in the air.
We cut back to them, but like so the Trollocs overturned some of the battlements.
Palisades.
They're big.
They start moving it. Alana. So this is part of what Jono was talking about. Perrin's like, Maxim now, and Maxim goes, and what thinks through the bond. What is he doing? Portraying, let me pretend to be scared so she knows. Like, what is he signaling her through the bond?
How does that work? What if he shits himself and that's like?
Oh, is he going like?
Well,
and then she's like, I felt him relieve himself.
He released endorphins as he was shitting himself. No, honestly, I think, especially for Greens and their warders, they would definitely develop some sort of way to like rudimentary communication through the bond in some
just
sort
be
of
like
feeling.
now.
Yeah, but aren't they just?
And she knows the plan ahead of time, so she knows what it means.
You're in view. Just grab a fucking flag.
Yeah, it's faster to do that for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, they could have shot an arrow straight up in the air.
I don't know.
Again,
listen.
A flare, a flare of some sort.
One of my one of the biggest things that I love about the Wheel of Time versus a lot of the other fantasy stuff that we've seen on TV is how much magic and stuff is in it versus like, you know, Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings. Like there's very little magic getting thrown around in a lot of the other fantasy properties, and it's used a lot more liberally in the Wheel of Time, both in the book and in the TV shows. So I'm very happy with that. And everyone was expecting lightning from this. I thought the fucking Blizzaga fucking thing was awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I mean, like
I loved it.
What they did was fun.
Yeah, it looked great.
I like how they're all like, "Oh, it's time to." Everything's cool. Back up.
Yeah. I wish they did a little bit more, but obviously she got, you know, shot in the chest with a fucking arrow the size of my freaking leg.
Cock.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's only for you, Jonah.
Thank you. I like this. I love the fact that like they've joked about lightning, and it's not that. I like the fact that it's a weather phenomenon, which we'll reveal why whenever Joe's ready. That kills all these. I think it's mildly frustrating that like what happens is like it gets dark and everyone just like for 20 seconds, and it's not like a quick like every one of the two
they
rivers,
have time. They're not on the front line. They're like back away.
That's the battle. That's just fighting on in cinema though. Like, you know, that's like, why are the bad guys standing there fighting the good dude one at a time? Why isn't everyone just like it? That's just cinema. That's just, you know.
we don't have hail on here. That is some gnarly fucking hail.
It's weather.
It was some gnarly hail.
That is some like just disturbingly bad hail.
For anyone that's ever played Final Fantasy, she cast Blizzaga. Like that was Blizzaga.
Blizzaga.
Third,
yeah.
Or it's the third strength of the ice spell. Yeah. But that being said, cool looking, very centralized, so good for or localized.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, it looks. I mean, like. I know it's weather and it goes, unless you're a windfinder on a seafolk ship, like you're not as skilled with this.
Well, it makes sense that a green sister would be able to be good at focusing this kind of stuff because that's their job.
Or that's all she can do, and she's like, I only can do a little bit, but I can make it on one spot, so you know, like kind of thing. Mom like it looks very it's circular, and yes, it goes up into the clouds, but like it looks very like. I can point it at this one spot, and I know where you guys are, so like I can point it there, and then that's kind of all I could. I can't make it fucking rain ice spikes all the way up and chase them down the thing, but I can do a little, you know.
No. Two things. Varen calls a giant rainstorm at this point, right? Like when they like freak Natty Cawthon and all the rest. Secondly, Tom just called her a icy bitch.
So a lot of the times in the books when the Aes Sedai would do something with the weather, it would like kind of spin out of control after they fucked it
afterwards.
Up. You know, like so, like it'd be interesting to see how many ice spike storms they got in the two rivers.
Yeah, they're gonna start
after this is over.
Yeah, they're gonna start getting word from like Devin Ride. Yeah, it's like 12 children.
We were fun, and then like a lot of kids died the other day. Like a lot of ice spikes came out of there.
An ice ball the size of a cart came through the roof of someone's house.
Worst harvest ever. On the other hand, didn't have to worry about my children.
Just Donnie Darko sized fucking ice block just rips through somebody's house. All right, let me catch up on chat for a second.
It looked gorgeous.
All those icicles made it a slide. No.
See, they could have had.
But she could have.
She could have. See, I think for the back to the Iceman powers for a second. Like if you move the water,
we can always go back to Iceman powers.
If you move the water around and you can freeze it, you can make a slide.
So the point here is Tom, your predecessor before he died, R.I.P. Tom, like had this exciting theory that you could Iceman slide as high as you wanted. In essence, like. All you needed was really just air. And I can kind of understand the idea. Instead of just channeling by air, you take the moisture out of the air and you freeze it such that you're just sliding, not downward, but forever, like up, down, wherever the fuck you wanted to go. And that's a different proposition because now you're kind of you are weighted onto ice. And that's kind of canonically not going to happen.
I always thought that like once it got far enough where you couldn't continue making ice, you would just kind of melt the ice behind you and bring it in front of you and kind of make it like a circular.
Yeah, it's a continuous slide. It doesn't stay behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Well,
why would you need it there? You don't need it. But like, can you do it forever? Can you go up in like? I can understand.
I
Going
said
down.
I couldn't. I said I couldn't because they would get tired.
Despite the
eventually,
name, Ice said I. Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah. Oh, that's the name.
But
Ice
you know, like they would get tired eventually,
I
and they
could
would
definitely make an Iceman slide.
definitely.
I thought she might bond a few of the Two Rivers dudes to give them an edge. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
was
thought
of
expecting that maybe too.
I was kind of like assuming that was going to happen, but I'm not.
I agree.
I wasn't. I'm kind of glad it didn't. No offense, but
I am very glad
I
it
wasn't.
didn't.
I agree 100% with Nomen Garden. By the way,
What did Nomen Garden write?
Frozone was better than Iceman from The
How
Incredibles.
dare you?
100% agree, my friend. 100% agree.
How dare you? You haven't.
Woman,
you
where's
haven't read
my
enough Bobby
suit?
Drake.
Anyway,
Aaron is obviously her new warder. Really? No.
really? No, I don't see
Not
that
a
at
chance.
all. Like,
Offense.
like, I hope they don't do that, and I don't think there was like an obviously.
They
official
won't
order.
do that.
No.
Where are we? Oh, yeah, this is the Trollocs run. So they get back, and Fail and Perrin are like, something's weird here. That doesn't
It
seem.
was a tactical retreat.
Yeah, I love how Lana yells off screen. She's like, "It was a tactical retreat."
Yeah,
They ran around. They ran away very specifically and coordinatedly.
yeah.
And
You
then
can
he's like,
tell
"It's a
by the way
trap!"
they turned.
Yeah. So Lana gets shot.
This
I
is,
get
but
big ass fucking arrow.
that face is fantastic. But right just before she gets shot, like before anyone reacts, and again before any audio cues, Perrin is like, "Oh shit!" Like he could either see
Oh
them
yeah,
or
for
smell
sure.
them
Yeah,
or-
yeah. Is that your? Oh yeah, that's the smelling one. Is that
No.
what you're saying?
Nope.
No.
That was the sight one. That I'm
You
thinking.
think
I
that's
think
his
you
vision?
saw
You
them.
think he's staring off into the trees? Like that's what
Yeah.
you're getting from that?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, right before here. Hold on. We could actually just
I
watch
think
the scene.
these are the only two bits I got. This.
Yeah,
and that.
I'll play the scene. I'll play the scene.
All right, you
Hold
go.
on.
You do that.
Let me get to it first.
Jono, what are your thoughts on Lana getting shivved for the 37th time in 2 episodes?
Well, it's been was she healed previously?
Yeah.
Yeah, the girls healed her.
Okay. Here you
We
go.
never
I
see
got
it on screen.
No, we very specifically saw it on screen.
Very
I thought
specific.
they were having. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of after this. Never mind. You're right. I apologize. 'Cause
So
it's
like
good.
he looks up and like everyone's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And then oh wait, my screen is like really big. You could
No, I get it.
he's
No,
like-
I saw what you're showing. Like
Yeah,
he
you were
looks
fine.
up into
I
the
saw-
trees and onto the inexplicable cliffside.
yeah.
Sides
Oh,
around
I
the
see.
river.
I'm zoomed in. For some reason, I was
Oh,
still
okay.
zoomed in. There we go. I fixed
All
it. Yeah, there we go. I fixed it. He let me go back.
I can't wait for us to be taken down for showing 3 seconds of video.
Nah, you won't. We'll be
Oh
good.
no, we're fine.
I'm here. We'll be good. Don't worry.
That's
So
all we
watch,
need.
like he looks up and no one's reacting yet. And there's no audio cue. I have the sound turned off for that reason. But
What'd you
that's
say?
like he sees something happening and yells a warning before anything happens, before any audio cues, before anyone says anything, before anyone else sees anything. He looks out into the forest behind them and then shouts. So that for me, that was his sight. Like we have hearing, sight, and smell is at the
Mhm.
end.
Smells at the end. Smells at the
Yeah.
end.
Well, I hope he keeps getting those fucking like real wolf powers because
Yeah.
A, it's part of his character, and B, I have 8,000 jokes I've done 12,000 times, and I really like to keep that magnification going.
I
Yeah,
agree with
you
you.
just gotta keep it. You gotta keep those jokes rolling.
150 times every time.
One of the other the other gripes I have about this episode is the lack of wolves. Like I really wish we got
Oh yeah.
even just a reference
I
of the
really thought that
wolves.
was going to come. At
Me
one
too.
point, like I really thought that, like Tom, you're fucking right. Like I really thought there was going to be like a fucking inundation of wolves at some point to
yeah.
kind of help turn the
Even
tide
just
of battle.
warning. even just warning him, like a vision of the wolves being like, you know, wolf brother or young bull or whatever they're going to call him in the
All right,
shit.
so here's the
heads
thing,
up.
though. In the Battle of the Two Rivers, the wolves have been killed by Slayer.
Oh yeah, lots
Why
of them have
would
been
that
killed.
be the case here? Because there is, in theory, there is no
We
Slayer.
haven't seen a Slayer yet. Yeah.
But like, I kind of have like written the wolves off mentally because of the books for this fight. So then like, but that being said, in the show they didn't do that. So like, I'm kind of going
That's
like,
the thing is like Jordan
Yeah.
gave
oh
away out.
no, they did do that.
oh, with the dead wolves with the white cloaks.
Oh, there were lots of wolf heads in the white cloak
Yeah,
camp.
there
and
was a
now
lot.
having Lord Luke with the white cloaks, kind of like maybe a little. I don't know. It's a stretch, but at the very least, the white cloaks.
They at least took 2 seconds to address it. Let's put it that way.
But
Yeah,
that's
at the very least,
shit.
At the very least, the white cloaks are killing wolves, and that could be a reason to the lack of
which
wolves.
they have done since book 1 in real life. Like, in real life.
In real life.
I should
In
know
real
that
life.
And the
lower-
other imaginary
book
story
series.
about the Wheel of Time.
Yeah, I know what's real. I know what's real. But
At the gate, Loyal smacks some dudes around,
Look at that, man! Fucking murking people. I love it.
and
Now,
he
murking
realizes.
people-
Well, he doesn't realize. He knew all along, but he's like, I have to go inside to destroy this gate or to close it permanently, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Can you watch my back?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, of course, 100%."
So one of the big things that I always had about the books was that it felt like not enough. There wasn't enough loss in the books. Not enough people died throughout the series. That was always my opinion. Like, I feel like having Loyal die here for this reason is a good storytelling wise. Like I hope they don't bring him back as a hero of the Horn. I've seen a lot of theories, and I went and compared the music notes when he's doing it. It does sound similar to the heroes to when Matt is blowing.
Yeah, someone said the
horn.
Heroes of the Horn song was playing or something, like as he like cracked the last.
It sounds similar. I think that's just referencing like, look, he is a hero. Like he is a hero for doing this, for sacrificing them for this. But I feel like it'll cheapen his death if they just bring him back again. Like,
well, so I would agree with you. The unfortunate thing is they already did that at the end of season 1 for one of the weirdest things that I never understood or never could have understood. Didn't it feel a lot like he was stabbed by Peyton Fane's dagger?
Yeah, don't even get me started on that. Like how about the dagger? Okay, one I was like for 10 minutes
Not about the
ranting.
dagger, but specifically Loyal just coming back to life inexplicably with no dialogue or explanation whatsoever.
The dagger cut didn't affect him at all, and then referencing that. But then
what is the deal with that?
What's going on with the dagger? No, at the end of season 2, when fucking Matt when Matt cuts open the Horn of Valir box and the fucking venom symbiote is growing across the box from cutting the dagger, no one there is like, "Hey Matt, what's up with that knife that you just cut this box open with?"
I forgot about that.
Just drove me insane. Like everyone was just like totally normal for this.
I've shouted and ranted about this enough on the show, but the dagger has no rules. I can't stand it.
There's no.
It's not. It's such a simple thing. It's pure evil.
lightsaber.
Anyone goes anywhere near it, they're
Where is the
affected by
dagger
it.
now?
My favorite comment from Sanderson was like, he's like, he tied the dagger onto the end of the stick. That doesn't make it not affect him. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, you're still picking up the dagger. It's just touching the stick. You're still fucked up from the dagger. Anyway.
Well, but in that vein, then picking up the box is gonna, like, if you put it in a chest, it'll still get you. If you put it anywhere, it'll get you.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was thickly leaded because everyone knows that box was.
Everyone knows lead.
You know what
shields
else is
from
thickly leaded?
kryptonite.
My dick. No, I'm joking.
Now that is bad news. That feels like you're probably going to have
Well, it's
some
good news
issues
for
with.
it's good
we're gonna
news
need
for
to get-
Aaron.
Do you like ritually
They don't have to wear
chelate
condoms.
yourself
He's
as
thickly
well?
leaded.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just immune to lead poisoning.
Oh, well, that's great news.
Yeah.
Also, congratulations to Aaron. Don't hit her across the face too much during coitus.
There's a
because that's
there's a
intense.
quick
She got a black
scene
eye.
of, "Can you guys heal me?" And they're like, "No, we can't."
Nah, we can't.
Can you all see
I-
me?
Can you?
Can you all heal me?
What do you think about this? I have a theory about the girls that they're gonna have a block, and it's that they have to like hold hands to channel.
Together.
Every single time that we've seen them channel, they've been holding hands. So like,
Were they holding hands in the cage?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's gonna be like the was it Sheriam who told the speech in book 2 about like how she had her block broken, that like there was like 2 sets of
She
twins.
has to have
like,
a
there was
boy
set
in
of
the
twins.
room.
Yeah, it was a twin. Like which like you're right. You gave the point, and then I ruined my own joke. Or not
Sorry.
joke, no, it wasn't actually meant to be a good joke.
Listen, I
my
get
own
excited when
joke.
I remember things, man. Because
No,
my brain
you're
is
exactly.
broken.
That's exactly what it was. Like hot guy. Twin. And then that did it for her, which is a very fascinating.
I feel like they could do
look
that.
into her psyche.
They can do that exact reference with the two of them. I feel like the way they'll break their block could be like a sequence of events of first they have to be holding hands to channel, then it's like okay they have to be in the same room and be able to see each other to channel, and then it'll be like at one point they'll be channeling and they'll just have disguised someone else as their sister and be like look, it's not actually your sister. Yeah.
By the way, I want to go back a scene for a moment with Maxim because I want to shit on Maxim real quickly.
Okay. Is that like a fantasy that you have, or are you gonna like verbally shit on him?
Which do you want to hear?
Like is the scat porn version?
Which do you want to hear? I have had a lot of baked beans and refried beans.
The scat porn version. That's the one I want to hear.
Done. That's all I got.
Next time, have it ready for me.
You sound like my mom. Dad. Nope.
That was not a good correction. That was not a good correction.
Damn it.
Perfect. It was perfect job correction.
But this is the Wheel of Time event, like virtual of stolen valor to me is how I feel about Maxim sometimes. Is he gives this speech just a minute ago about like you two rivers, like you stubborn.
Oh yeah. Also, I don't. It's not that the stolen valor part. I hated the sentiment of it.
Like you have to be too stubborn to not fight.
Yeah, too stubborn to not give up.
Or just like, are you fucking assholes capable of that? And I'm just like, fuck you.
No, the point is like they're stubborn dicks. I don't hate that. Like you're so stupid. You're gonna fucking do this. I don't hate that idea, but again. Maxim, maybe I shouldn't be this annoyed, but I will be. Like this fucking character, we all know who he is. It
70 comments.
Feels like it's so much, like so much for this guy. And
can I call Erin out? I want to call Erin out because she obviously, Erin, you don't pay attention to our rewatches because we addressed that. In the last episode,
from the current
Silly Billy, this one. Yeah. There's a scene. The scene when in the last episode when Rand is. I think we got like a confirmation of it essentially, because it was a question for a long time. Like it's almost seemed like they could see it, especially in episode 1 of season 3. Like Egwene, the way she was looking at Rand, when he broke the mirrors. We get the perspective.
Well, also when Rand, what was the other?
Let the man finish, which is actual could be on my epitaph.
No. So I think she may have been able to see something in the in the inn because he had to physically destroy the mirror. So he used something to break the mirror. It was fire. He used a weave of fire. So if he destroyed it with fire, she would have seen the fire spark and break the mirrors. But in the scene when they're in Cold Rock's hold and he makes that little earthquake happen with Moiraine, we're either getting that from the perspective of Moiraine or from Lan, because Lan is kind of watching over the whole conversation that's happening. Mm-hmm. And we don't see anything. We see nothing. Yeah. We don't see, we just see the outcome of that weave of whatever he does to make the earth shake. So I think that was kind of confirmation on that. But anyway, I just wanted to call Erin out because it makes me happy when I can do that.
Hello.
She's usually right.
I think I'm kind of with you, Tom, in the sense of like, granted, from the show's what the show is showing us is the girls channeling, right? But like, at some point, a weave becomes something
thing.
that they're doing.
A thing, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
At some point, there is a physical piece of ice. It's not like
Yeah.
you're going to be like, that person's like, obviously they
Yeah.
channeled a giant
Yeah,
chunk
it
of ice to
manifests
stab me
into
in the
something
throat.
physical.
So
Exactly.
like, I think that like when he's looking at the girls going, it was you all along. Is he seeing all the weaves of the power? No. But is he seeing fire spark up around them? Absolutely. Like kind of thing.
Or
Yeah.
two
It is
creepy
very,
fucking
like-
kids just staring at him like
That could also be it though. Like
was-
even discounting all the fire that is clearly
I mean,
starting to
Perrin did
spark up
tell
and
him
flame
like,
around them.
hey, the bitch you lit on
Like
fire
they're
wasn't
holding
the right
hands and
one.
staring at him, and then like and like that could be it, and he could be like, "Oh fuck, it's you," like that's all he needs. Like
Yeah.
he's aware enough to go,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, they're about to do something."
And
like
that, by the way, is a callback to Asmodean's death. He says, "You know,"
Oh, you.
and then dies.
Worst reveal to who killed Asmodean, by the way, the glossary.
It's the fucking best. Also,
I was-
yes, 100% correct him.
Anyway, back to where we were.
Back to the
and
TV
Falls,
show.
Back to the village. The White Cloaks come, and he's like, "Oh, hey, man, everything's cool. You guys could come on in." What the fuck? Patton Fane's with you? And then a big fight erupts, guys. I don't know if you know that. Jono, I don't know if you knew that. It's a Molotov cocktail right there.
Look how many people are on the fucking screen, though. Like, there's so many extras in these shots.
There's one shot
Why
later
did
time
they
that I have
wait
that's like
so long
a
to
ton of
throw
people.
the Molotov cocktails?
Because it's going to burn shit down. They probably don't
Well, they didn't know
want
the
to do
Trollocs were
that.
right behind them.
They,
But I'm
they
talking
don't
about
want...
the first fight at the
They don't want to
Palisades
burn
where
down
they
half the fucking forest. Like,
again
that's like
at the first fight where they were not anywhere near the village.
No, they were right in the... But the forest, they don't want to burn down the forest around the
wet
village.
trees.
They also don't want to burn down their
Nah.
defenses that are keeping the Trollocs
That's
back,
true.
right?
Yeah, I
So-
don't know, man.
They're being overwhelmed on their...
I would have thought that they
wet
were
tree.
holding them for reserve for, like, when it gets fucking...
Also, I mean, like they're obviously best thrown off a tall structure,
obviously,
right?
obviously.
Obviously. Come on.
I can I show a picture real quick? There's a shot that I really liked from this from the scene. It's this one right here. The two Rivers men on the roofs of the building, like shooting. Like, I just thought this was a cool
that's
shot.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that.
I think
shot.
it's a cool shot. I think a very cool shot. I forget, did we mention have the White Clokes come in yet? Or is
They
that
just
about
came
that?
in.
No, that's
I
right
was
now.
just-
That's happening
I was
right
just
now.
saying
Yeah.
that. The
He
White
just
Cloaks
said
came
it,
in, and then Patton Fane
Patton
was
Fane
like
showed
right
up. He's like,
behind him.
"Oh, he's a dark friend. What are you doing with that guy?"
He's like,
I
he's
love
like, I didn't know he was a dark friend. Later on, when he's like, I didn't know, and he's like,
I'm
you
sorry.
should have, and I'm like, why? How? Why would he
Why
know?
would you know?
That's their whole
Although, in
fucking
fairness, they did
job.
come in
Yeah.
covered in blood.
Because that's literally the entirety of what the White Cloaks
That's their
fucking
whole.
do.
It's your fucking job.
That's literally
No.
what they do.
No, yeah. I love that. Like the pictures they show of the White Cloaks look like a high school fucking like football team running through like the banner. Like they're
Oh, a
kind of
banner.
like jogging in. They
Yeah.
look so like pompous and excited for themselves. And there's like a whole
Yeah.
bunch in a row. I don't know why, but I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like felt like he
That's
just went
accurate to the
something-
White Cloaks.
The
very
women's
much.
circle steps up.
I loved this scene. Very Shield maiden-y. Like, it felt like and I liked how they were like in a phalanx position with like the shields and the spears and
I
stuff.
prefer
thought it
they
was
would be
cool.
more in a Talanx,
And,
like one of that.
like one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Like, you know your way
and then
around.
they take the kids out.
The kids out, yeah.
What random Trolloc shot, random battle shot. What do
Terrible
we got here?
demonstration.
Oh, okay. All right,
There
back to
it is.
Loyal.
Oh.
right. He's still not. This is before he dies. Still, it's
Yeah,
This is
obviously.
just
Well,
him
obviously.
hammering away, and then Bane and
His
Chad are
armor
like,
looks
"Oh
awesome.
shit, we have to defend the gates." So like, Trollocs and other Dark Friends come up, and they're like, "Where are reinforcements?" And they're like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
So they had
So
to
don't
fight.
the Aiel have bow and arrow? Yes. Why is it they don't like use
It's a
them at
short
all?
bow. Their
I
bows and
get
arrows
that.
are short bows, and not all.
I
Of
mean,
them
I
have
think at
them.
that point, like that many people coming up on them that fast, like
Yeah,
here's an idea, Bane and
may have-
Chad. Maybe not
they
sit on the
probably-
stairs and wait.
they probably ran out of arrows. Like, see how many people they killed already? Like, if
They
they, had
haven't
a bow
shown
and
them
arrow,
using this like bow and arrow a single time.
no, they may not be. Maybe they're not good at it.
They're
Maybe
all
they
good
don't
at
have bow and arrow.
everything.
Like,
How
Like-
dare you.
Tom DeSimone did
Aiel-
call them cosplayers.
the Aiel that we see in the Waste, they have bows. Some of them have bows and arrows. So
They all do. They've got them on their back. They show the cases. You can see the fucking bows.
No, that's where they keep the spears, you mook.
Guys,
No,
we're going. Not that I'm
saying,
shocked, but we're going so long right now.
All right.
We're
I mean,
doing
I'm fine
shorter
with
than
it.
we did last.
I'll talk
week.
about fucking Wheel of Time all night. I don't give a shit.
Jono, we have so much more to cover.
Yeah, there's like a half an hour left of the actual episode.
My notes are scant after this because it stops really meaning anything.
All right, we're gonna take a break so Joe can pee.
Oh, go pee pee, Yoey. Why don't you
Here's a
just
Taffy
pee while we
Bennington
just keep
song
talking?
to.
Oh yay!
Yay!
We can all take a
I
break.
miss Taffy.
Well, I mean, Taffy sat this episode out, and I want a
She'll
little bit
be
of
back
Taffy
next time.
That's okay.
And in honor of Jordan Con, we're gonna play this one.
I flew into town late last night on the red-eye flight. I checked into my hotel lobby. I am packed to stay tonight. Early next morning, I walk into the big ballroom. People wearing badges, people in boots, people in costume. Waiting for my plane to start. I'm in the bar, I'm getting food. Hotel looks like a castle, so neat. The pool has heat, the stuff is cool. Open my room, there's HBO. But there's a live podcast starting at 9. I can't wait to go. Hotel convention down, spotted. Hotel convention down, spotted. Hotel convention down, spotted. Hotel convention down, spotted. Go out and dance with me, and maybe sing some karaoke at a hotel bars or airport. Go out and dance with me, and maybe sing some karaoke at a hotel bars or airport. I see my favorite author for my favorite book to sign. Then I am feeling, I am kissing every line. Silly Billy signs this book for me. I think it's overexcited, I really wish I do not hear. Hotel convention down, spotted. Hotel convention down, spotted. Hotel convention down, spotted. Hotel convention down, spotted. Go out and dance with me, and maybe sing some karaoke at a hotel bar or airport. That's right, I'll say. Go out and dance with me, and maybe sing some karaoke at a hotel bar or airport. I can't believe I'm here so far away from home. I've made some new friends, so I do not feel alone. The lights and music have got me in the trance. Tonight we all do our favorite thing, and so just dance. Hotel convention down, spotted. Hotel convention down, spotted. Hotel convention down, spotted. Hotel convention down, spotted. Go out and dance with me, and maybe sing some karaoke at a hotel bar or airport. Hotel convention down, spotted. Hotel convention down, spotted. Hotel convention down, spotted. Hotel convention down, spotted. Go out and dance with me, and maybe sing some karaoke at a hotel bar or airport. Hotel convention down, spotted. Hotel convention down, spotted. Hotel convention down, spotted. Hotel convention down, spotted. Go out and dance with me, and maybe sing some karaoke at a hotel bar or That was awesome.
I forget
Taffy.
how much I
Taffy, love her.
Yeah.
absolutely adore that video. I don't if you know who you're looking for,
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
see Joe's wife, my blow up doll, Alan Romanchuk, Amy Romanchuk, Steven, the I guess he's the IP lawyer. So many randomly like
Wilson, I saw Wilson in there. I saw me in there too.
Wilson grooms.
Yeah, there's a lot of
before.
dance party actual Jordan Gun dance party and stuff going on.
Oh yeah. Ross.
Ross
Yeah,
and
the
the horse head. Yeah, Ross's
yeah,
horse
and his
head
horse
right
head.
there.
You mean Bella?
His,
You mean Bella?
his nipple with the nipple pasties and the tassels that he had. That
I'm
was
sorry
fantastic.
to say that Bella died.
I mean, it's one of my favorites only because it's so Jordan Con heavy.
It
Oh,
is definitely one of the most like quintessential Jordan Gun.
See, that makes me missing out on the dance party and the shenanigans does make me sad. That makes me a little
the
sad.
roller skate one. There's multiple.
There,
multiple
I mean, it's if there's a music video happening and your wife is there, the odds of there being roller skates involved are high.
69% chance. Every
Yeah.
chance.
69% of
how
the
many
time
years-
it happens every time.
Jonna, do you remember the one Jordan Con when we were doing the money guns from like the
Oh,
stripper
God.
guns with
I love
tWoTcast money?
I love that.
But I had printed on like really nice paper, so it was like really slick.
oh
So-
yes.
It wasn't like good. It wasn't like shitty paper. It was good paper, so it was shinier and slicker. So like as she fired it onto the dance floor, people were like
Just
slipping
busting their ass. Yeah. I remember that. I remember that.
Lauren was rolling around on the dance floor with fucking roller skates and just shooting tWoTcast money into the air, and like people were just wiping out left and
Oh, yeah.
right, and
I
we had to
was-
be
it
like,
looked
"And
like-
you're done."
Yeah.
Joe, I don't know if you've ever
Yeah.
seen this movie, Home Alone 2, where Marv
Yeah, and then everyone was just going, "Whoop!"
steps in green, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, all the way against the paints in the corner.
Yeah.
Then we were shoving it in each other's clothes, which was a lot of fun.
That's true. Yeah,
I definitely walked away with a few tWoTcast bucks in my butt crack, so that was fun.
yeah.
Not the first time I've had
as you
Jonah's
should.
face in there, but
As you should. I mean, neither should that have been.
no.
Won't be the last either.
No, I hope not. God, I hope.
So, Aram running through the woods with
I
children.
thought something terrible was going to happen here. So
Terrible
I
things
guess-
did happen. This cherub-faced boy didn't make it.
Yeah, he'll be fine in the afterlife.
Yeah.
He'll
be
I'm
reborn
sorry,
again
let
at some
me-
point. Don't worry.
Let me rephrase. I thought something terrible. I had known that Taffy wasn't interested in being on this episode.
Yes.
And so the entire time, like I was at this point dreading something so anti-canonical. Is that a word?
Yeah,
That
sure.
like
It is now.
I was like, is Aram gonna channel? Is Perrin gonna channel? Like what's
No.
happening? Like,
Come on.
no. Like, and maybe that says a lot of like where I think this show could have gone and did.
Parent,
Yeah.
Aram's gonna rip off a mask and be a Trolloc.
He's gonna be like, "It was me all along.
Me all along.
I'm Slayer."
It's me, it's Shamael.
So like I was pretty nervous, and then it ends up it's a pretty
Mild
Even worse.
child's death. Yeah.
No, that's not why though.
Oh.
What he's talking about is why Taffy's not here.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So Aram's hiding with a baby, and then it starts to cry, and then Trolloc comes up and kills somebody right next to him, and then he sees a sword and stabs a Trolloc.
Again, this hits well, but not well enough because I don't feel like the castigation from his mother is quite hard enough. But that being said, they do a good job of, clearly calling back on their own history here with the first tWoTcast, if you will.
Yeah.
I thought we got enough of that in that episode with Rhodey, and that like this actually made a lot. I'm glad they didn't like hammer it home. more
Yeah,
than
they made it,
did.
they made it make
In this
sense.
moment, it's not a lot. But at the
See-
end of the episode, when she's sitting on the wagon alone and he's like sulking and he's like looking over at her, like it's very clear that she's like, "You're shunned. Get the fuck
Yeah.
out," kind of
I
thing.
want a little more. I want a little more
That's
personally.
fair. That's fair.
I like when women
Again,
make fun of
and I
people.
said this before, but like him being the blacksmith of the Two Rivers now. By the way, she offered him that job before Perrin gave himself up. A little rude.
That's true. Yeah, a little rude. A little rude.
Anyway, but like him being the blacksmith of the Two Rivers, I don't like. I want to see more Aram, and I hope it like
Two tinkers to tinker two pots.
I hope it translates into like more of an arc for him. But like this is a good basis of that, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not sure one tinker can mend enough pots. I think they need to. But the thing, so I feel like this is always the I like the argument between the Way of the Leaf and the violence and stuff with Perrin, and I feel like Robert Jordan put them in here and have scenes and has scenes like this to say like, yes, the way of the leaf is an idyllic thing that we should aspire towards, but it's not correct in that like you should just let Trollocs kill you, like especially seeing as the Trollocs it's not even nature, like it's not even natural, like these are literally creations of the shadow.
Yes, and it's not like it's another human or something.
Yeah,
and I don't.
Though you could argue that because they are twisted human souls.
Yeah, but also you could also argue Aaron would have made the same choice if it was a human. At this point in his life. That being said, although they don't like show it or discuss it a whole lot, he has just lost his grandfather. Like that was said, and you can see the look in his eyes when they discuss him. Like when Leah is like, it's Leah, right? Leon?
Layla?
Isla.
You're right.
Thank you. Jesus Christ. So many names. Anyway, when she says like, oh yeah, we lost Rand like last night, he was killed, kind of thing. And like Aaron's just like, like kind of thing. Like you can see it in his character, although, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it enough? Not necessarily.
They'll play with it more. They'll play with it more.
I hope they do.
I'd like to watch that. Yeah.
I'd like to see them play with anything more.
Yeah.
Aaron can play with whatever he wants.
Aaron can play with whatever he wants.
All I know is
mustard.
Every fucking actor, every person in the Wheel of Time world is gorgeous. That's all I know, except for Senbui. He's the only one. He's the only ugly guy in this whole fucking episode.
Senbui's gorgeous. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, if you're into that, cool. We haven't seen the dogs in the show yet, right? Were they in season 1? I don't even remember at this point.
There were dogs, yeah. They had dogs with them in season 1.
Yeah, they have to feed
for
the
sure.
dogs.
Like trailing along with them. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they obviously have to be. And in the books, I remember them talking about hunting.
Oh, I hope not.
Like,
Al Bundy?
Are they hunting legumes?
Legumes?
Tinkers eat meat.
Yeah, I don't think they're vegetarians in the book. No,
they are. They're vegetarians in the book.
Yeah, Nomagarn said no. I think that
I don't think they are. I thought I remember there being reference to like hunting game and them eating
wrong.
No, they're all
vegetarian.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't remember. I honestly don't remember.
They eat a lot of bowls of turnips that Alana would turn her nose up at, because she's a bint.
Dumb old shit.
Them dogs.
That is actually one of the few things that them dogs do.
Thanks, Dan. Dan's back randomly. The dogs were in season 1 eating meat.
So they have to they have to feed the dogs meat. Like the dog, like animals will die. Like cats and dogs will die if they only eat. Okay.
Maybe that's maybe.
Letting dogs go and kill deer though, and they are not willing to kill deer. I don't know.
Again, they're letting them exercise their freedom of choice.
Though I wrote
Aaron killed a Trolloc and his aged grandmother do no approve.
That's good. That's good. I like that. I guess they could buy meat like from markets or whatever.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, they've been pots.
Like fermenting.
Trade for it.
Well, no, it's not for them. It's for another.
For the dogs. For the dogs. Yeah.
It's for the dags.
Well, they would never go to villages that sell deer meat and shit.
Why would they have a fucking caravan with no fucking wheels?
Caravan, no fucking wheels on it. Pink blue.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, Aaron's realizing everyone's dying and he's freaking the fuck out. And he's like, oh my God, this is what I was worried about. They're all going to die. And it's all my fault because I led them to their deaths. And basically, Fael's like, snap the fuck out of it. And he's like, all right, I got this hammer. I'm going to go kill.
And apparently that's his wife's hammer, which is
so also, I don't know. I want to point out there's a switch in this episode between the beginning of the episode, the middle of the episode, and then now when the lighting changes from orange or red to blue back to orange and red. So it's like when the shadow is winning and gaining footing, it's all blue lighting.
It's this coloration. Yeah. And then towards the end of the episode, all the fire is happening and it's back to like warm lighting. Yeah.
Welcome to the forge.
Welcome.
And in the beginning of the episode too, it's also all warm lighting before the Trollocs come.
Right. Yeah. Like, One,
It's also
'cause
daytime.
It's daytime, yeah, but but there is a lot of warm orangey light in those scenes.
Orange. All right, so what do you think about two-fisted?
I love, by the way,
Aaron?
I love
the I'm going to go kill, stay behind me, and she's like, I don't need to be protected, and he's like, just kill everything I miss. He's not like, I'm not protecting you, and it was like, it's kind of a truncated version of like their arc, I guess, in that respect, but like in the terms of the show, I thought it was fantastic. I was just like, yes, more of that.
Do you want to watch that scene real quick?
Sure.
All right,
No.
I'll hold on.
No.
Just don't talk or you'll get feedback for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Did you hear that?
Oh, sorry.
my
I
bad.
didn't realize.
Yeah, go
Forgot
ahead.
stuff to stage.
Stay behind me. I'm trying to protect. Kill the ones I miss.
Okay.
Yes, kill the
Okay.
ones I miss. Fuck yes, dude.
Yeah.
I was like,
And then
ye-
here
so
the like this is the face that I said she's definitely wet right now. Like here, right here.
She's like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
like,
you see that little hint of a smile at the corner of her mouth?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then right after it looks like she takes like a breath. She's like, oh,
She's like, oh,
watch.
fuck yeah, this is it.
Yeah, like
we're about to go. We're gonna go fuck some Trollocs up.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's definitely excited right
I
now.
don't know. This scene was fucking awesome to me, Jono.
Yeah.
I feel like you've been trying to say words for several minutes now.
Sorry, Jono.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I don't disagree. I think she's probably pretty moist. Who wouldn't be after all this? Also, let's just hope that she's not too fertile, because I think they're gonna have sex, and I don't think that we want a parent-child right now.
No.
That being said, go get some. Maybe some ass sex. I don't know what the fuck they're into, but fuck yeah, this is
Doggy
great
style,
stuff.
probably.
Great work.
Dual wielding is awesome, Dana. I agree.
Yeah, it's like skiing. You got two dick. That's wrong.
I can't remember where my aged grandmother comes from. Come on, Christian rapper.
What?
It is the most famous
Oh no, man, it's
billionaire
Doman.
pirate. Yep, thank you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Unless
Hey,
that was a
come on.
legitimate question and he was actually trying to work on his ancestry.
Where was his aged grandmother actually born? Is that
His
what he's
personal,
asking?
That's exactly right.
His personal aged grandmother.
Yeah.
So let's see. I was this age then. The answer is London, England.
Bro, yeah.
A lot of prima nocta in your family lineage from the British.
Isabella.
Actually, it was
Isabella's
last
crushing
nocta.
it, man. File's going to have a litter.
That's
Parent sex move with the jackhammer. Jono, stop texting from your alt account.
You know who else's sex move is gonna be the jackhammer? It's gonna be Loyal's last fucking embrace, because we'll get to that, but he just ruined some flooring.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, fighting happens, and they go to the square, and they're like, "Let's hold in the square," kind of thing. We get this brief reprieve from the main fight with Valda. So let's talk about Valda. I'm so mad he's dead. Are you kidding? Like, I'm so
Yeah.
mad.
I love
He's
Abdul.
amazing.
I love Abdul Silas. Like if I had like if they were like who do you
Yeah.
want to interview next, I would be like fucking Abdul Silas. Like I want to talk to that man.
Like
He's fantastic. That's why I'm
he's
so
fantastic
upset
as
that
that
he's dead.
character. I'm so upset he died. It makes sense in a way because they briefly introduced Bayer to be like he'll replace Valda and be like the
Yeah.
crazy zealot White Cloak, and that's I guess. But at the same time, I'm like, oh man, I love Valda so hard though.
But
Like
think
he's
about what
been
Valda
so great.
He's been a fantastic character. Like first off, he's just a wonderful actor, so fucking evil and menacing, unless he's acting as a nemesis. But like
Yeah.
as an actual like what he is later on, leader of the White Cloaks with a foil for Galad, which maybe doesn't happen. Raper of Morghese, which maybe that part
And
of
an
the Darkness
Anarchist?
plan
Is that what
doesn't
you're
come
saying?
out. Yeah,
I'm okay with that not happening.
Yeah.
But it's such a dark fucking thing that it's really shows how evil they are and how like, well, it's okay, you're not like overtly evil, but like what
That's
the fuck is
true.
wrong with you? Like it shows like, there's no shades of gray. Like this
Yeah.
is evil, even if you're not part of
Well,
it.
and Emin Valda is like, a bad he's sullying the like he's not
point here.
what the White Cloaks aspire to be.
No, it's
Like-
but and also what he does with Galad, right? Like with the way they fight, like the entire thing that like, he's one of the most deplorable characters all the way through, like top to bottom, and not in a fun way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I miss him as something that is like a.
I don't miss him yet,
Earmarked
but I
for
will
shit.
later, maybe.
He's
It depends on what they do with Bayer. It depends on where they go with the White Cloaks. Like everything's in a very transitionary period with Perrin going like willfully giving himself up. That didn't happen in the books. Like Bonehold kind of being redeemable.
Happens, like that 90%
fair, very fair. But like
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is like there's enough, but it's happening too fast, and like we don't have the Morghese thing. We don't have we don't have the Pedro Nile Valda Morghese thing happening. Right? Like, there's a lot of stuff that's not going on in the show. They're kind of like racing past in the show. Right? Sorry, that we have in the books. That they're racing past in the show.
This feels weird that like they chose to take care of Valda, unless Valda is not Valda.
Mhm.
He's I don't know what. Like Asanawa is one of the most famous of the questioners. Like not Bayer. What's his name from book 2's intro?
Bors.
Yeah, Bors. What's his name?
Jacob Carradine.
Jaichim's already died because
Jaicim the Grey is gone.
Yeah, that's true.
So like
they could be giving everything to like the condensing the different.
I'm
White
more
Cloaks
upset
into
about
Child
Valda than
Lair.
I am about Loyal.
Which, by the way, we're gonna get.
That is a statement. That is a choice. That was that. Okay.
Loyal was boring. Aaron,
I will talk about my thoughts on this in a minute because it's my thoughts that matter to me. But you were saying, Tom.
No, I was just I feel like they could condense a lot of the White Cloak, like the evil White Cloaks down into Bayer and let Bayer take that role going on.
But
that's kind of what I was saying. Yeah, I agree with that.
But I think that part of my problem is this, and I've said it only 12 times every episode. What's the limit for ditching a character, like not ditching, but like killing off a character, moving this to amalgamate here? When does it become too much? Like it's a legitimate question. I'm not trying to say like
for me, as long as they stay consistent and the story is good, I don't. There isn't any. There isn't.
What does consistent mean? Like,
well, the key is
consistent in their own world, in their own version of the world.
Okay.
Like if they set a rule and they do something and they say something, they stay with that consistently.
Right.
So like if Loyal were to die at the end of season,
so it's frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Season 1? No, season 2.
Why is Valda still wearing a sling?
Oh no, season 1 is never mind. Stupid.
Yeah.
I think it's meant to show that he was permanently damaged by that.
Permanently damaged. Yeah.
Permanently, not like something that. Oh, could you guys touch with White Cloaks he killed? I assumed he was killing ones that were on Fane's side.
Yeah.
That were coming. It's presumably they came to face him. They should be, and it seemed like
he's old and he'll heal slower. Did they not set it correctly? I read that as he's permanently damaged from that. Yeah.
I read that as he's got a permanent injury from that.
Having him out of the sling would have shown the length of time better. But again, when it's when it's not
a permanent
injury for the rest of his life. Yeah.
I think that was just showing a permanent injury. Yeah.
And also,
torn tendons and ligaments without the one power can't be repaired. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
His arms fucked for the rest of his life, which is now it's over.
Very short.
Yeah,
good news for him.
Yeah. Only another few months from when he got that injury.
Is Asanawa going to be a thing in the show?
No.
Maybe. I mean, like again, they have room to bring those guys in.
Yeah.
Now
I
that
don't know.
Valda's dead, why not show another?
But Valda was
Questioner?
shown as a questioner. Like so,
I
but
think-
Valda was never a questioner.
I think they'll do that. I think they'll do that with Bayer. I think Bayer is going to fill that role.
I kind of agree with you. Yeah.
okay.
Bayer is going to be
I'm
the
not
villain
disagreeing.
White Cloak for the
The worst part of No Loyal is we'll probably ain't getting Aerith's sexy ears now.
Yeah, probably not.
Those tufted, like lickable.
I was-
just-
So one of the things I was really looking forward to was getting to see like a group of Ogier, like, you know, just like going to a setting and seeing multiple Ogier on screen.
That I am concerned about. That's a huge
Yeah.
part. Yeah.
I feel
agree.
like we're like with the death of Loyal, we may not see Ogier again until like if they do the last battle.
if
Like,
at all, yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe like we'll have like Ogier, like Sean Chan, maybe, you know, like
Maybe.
that kind of thing, like Death Watch
Yeah.
Guard kind of thing. But
Yeah.
like, I don't
Yeah.
know if we're gonna get
Though-
like,
though if
are
anyone
we gonna get the
remembers-
great stump and all that stuff? Like, probably
Yeah.
not.
If
You know.
anyone remembers, like when
penis.
at the Jordan Con, the first Jordan Con after they announced that they were making a show, we did a panel called "What Could They Cut," and it was me, Seth from Watt Spoilers, and Daniel Green, and I had just told Daniel and Seth like my theory, like something that they could cut, and I really just wanted to say it because it was going to get everyone mad, and it was that they could cut the Ogier and it wouldn't change the story at all, like
I don't
cut the
disagree.
entire race of the Ogier, and
I don't
not
disagree.
cut them, not cut them like they never existed, just make them extinct.
Just yeah, or just like mention, yeah, just mention them off screen. Like those things are over here.
Yeah, there's only
I
a few
don't
of them
have a
left. They're
problem
almost
with that,
extinct,
but-
and that's it.
I
But
think
once you
Egwene
embrace
permanently
the
injured his
idea-
arm. No,
Yeah, she's
That
the one
was
that
the
stabbed
wolf.
him. And,
but that he was fine. He was fine after that.
Yeah,
He had 2 arms in that fight at Fall.
he did.
Yeah.
Oh
I
no,
don't-
did he?
They aren't paying for a group of.
That's true. That's the only thing. Yeah, that's why they're getting rid of him now, is to fulfill my thought.
No great stump. No Ogier in the last battle. No gardeners.
You know,
Okay.
cutting the Ogier saves them.
Yeah, I
a
don't.
bit
I don't
on that.
if
and-
anything, I think the most interesting Ogier are probably the gardeners, and they're not really there. I just
And
think
Elder
because
Hammond.
they're interesting only because they're such anathema to what we've actually known. But that's it. Like, what else do they do? They show Rand where a few fucking waygates are.
they show up in the last battle.
What do you
and
think about
really-
that? Make Hamad the narrator and give us prophecy to the bookend.
That would be cool. I like
So
that.
That'd be
that
fucking
will be.
cool,
let's
yeah.
let's get to there, because that's really the big issue to me. Is like, obviously, I don't know if you know this. Loyal wrote a book, but let's get to that.
I mean, anyone could write the book, though. Like, it doesn't have to be.
Balda's
Loyal.
arm is in a sling in season 2. Also, is it?
It is in season 2. Yeah, it's in a sling after that first stabbing. Egwene stabbing him in the shoulder is what gave him that sling.
All right, where are we actually though?
We're at Perrin's learning his scent.
We're at Valda opened the Ark of the Covenant,
And then right after that scene, Perrin
and then Alana laughs like a lunatic while he burns.
Yeah, she
Well, listen,
It's-
you know, she likes the smell of cooking pork. So
I mean, Jesus Christ, she's like really enjoying him dying.
yeah,
I mean, rightfully so.
yeah. I mean, don't
So
forget
very enjoying him dying.
he had like 17 fucking Aes Sedai rings hanging off his belt in season 1.
Yeah,
So that's the question I've got: is how did he kill them at the time, and why does he not have any?
I think it was very similar to when Alana got hurt last episode, or maybe the one before that. But like,
So the
you know,
point
like
was it just he was
he just peppers
constantly
Aes Sedai. He
ambushing?
knows how to hunt them down. He knows how to follow like what's going on, and like,
So,
and
because
then,
there were
and then they
theories,
pepper
of
them with
course, that there
arrows, and
was,
then
like,
he's like, and then I'm gonna burn you at the stake.
Well, it's
There were
very,
theories though that there were like Terangriel at work or something like that, or some sort of like.
No,
way
I don't
to-
think so.
It's
I think
not
he's
hard-
Just good at,
it's not
I think
hard
he's just
to
good
kill-
at hunting.
well, it's not hard to kill an Aes Sedai if you don't ever provoke them to channel before you try to kill them, because
Mhm.
they can't channel against you if you're just a human and not
So-
openly a dark friend.
So just to quote you correctly, Aaron, your husband's saying it's not hard to kill a woman as long as
As long as you don't warn them first, you can't warn them. You can't.
As long
telegraph
as you
that
don't
you're-
warn them, Jono, just don't warn them.
I've been laying in wait for 16 years.
And
lying
it's-
in wait.
It's coming. It's coming.
Fucking love you, John.
Grammar's important. All right, so that
Lying
makes
in wait.
sense for me. That's fine. And RIP to all our people.
There's easily more than 60 people in that shot, right?
It's okay. I have a marriage knife, and I did give her the marriage knife.
That's what he calls his penis, by the way.
Anyway, fights happening, guys. Perrin's
Not
like,
for long.
oh shit, there's Valda. Or I mean, not Valda. There's Fane from across the way. He's gonna slit that chick's throat.
He really
He
does.
does
like, no
slit her
qualms. Yeah, no qualms.
So Perrin fights his way across, and I love Fael. Again, I love Fael coming up behind him and just
So
feel like
So great.
good.
She
That Trolloc
grabs
looked
a
a little
hold
bit
of
And
him.
then Perrin throws Mjolnir at Pat and Fane.
Yeah, that Trolloc looked a little bit like a puppet, the one that she was on the neck of. Like,
Yes,
not like
it
a
does.
Muppet, like a Muppet.
That might actually have been Brother Dan.
Oh, that makes me sad.
It's a compliment.
I'll stab you in the neck.
No. It's Fozzie Bear, all grown up.
Anyway, yeah. Perrin Thor hammers Fane in the back, and then he has him, ready to die. What do you think about this whole thing, Jano?
This is when he gets his scent moment. This is his scent moment.
Oh yes. Yes,
He's
it is.
specific, like, so here I have it queued up on my thing. I'll show you.
Jano, wait, hold on. Jano's thumb is
okay.
down.
I don't
Okay,
need your
okay, go
cued. He literally just says you're the only one with the fucking scent of fear here, or fear of death.
You're the only one that smells like they're
He
afraid
says
to
you're the
die.
one that smells like you're afraid. That's what he says.
I don't
die.
need that.
No, he
Specifically
doesn't
to
say.
die.
He doesn't say to die.
Yes, he does.
No, I don't think so.
All right, cue it up. Again, I like the fact that they're giving Perrin these fucking like abilities,
Yeah, he just says, "Why do you smell so afraid?" That's all he says.
but like I don't.
Yes,
like
but then he says
this.
all these farmers are all fighting and they're not afraid to die, and you're the only one that smells like they're afraid to die.
Yeah.
Does he not?
He does. You're exactly right. Or
I could be wrong.
90%.
I could be wrong.
Here.
To me, this
I'll-
doesn't ring right. Like, you've got the fucking axe at his neck. This is the guy who's done this, and you instead make, like, he's got however many hundred fucking Trollocs, and then there's going to be fewer in a moment here. We're going to find out. But to me, like, you kill this guy, you kill the leader. The point is, do you have any faith he's going to not hunt you down in 12 seconds? No. Do you have any faith that, like, what if you kill him because he's part of what's made them a more disciplined organization?
Yeah.
And they become less disciplined.
In
I
Perrin's
don't know.
mind, he wants as many Two Rivers people to stop dying as soon as possible. So this is his best way to get it done.
I agree with your sentiment, Tom, but I have one question for you. So basically,
I feel like this is what Perrin would do too. Like, is it what I would do? No. Like, I would.
Fael screams out, "Kill him!"
Yeah.
And instead of doing that, Perrin stops and says, "Like, why? Like, why are you?"
It's
here?"
opposite day. Oh, I'm sorry.
And
That's
Fane
not right.
says, "I don't care about you at all. Like, I don't care about any of this," which is one annoying because that's not who Fane is to me. But okay, that aside, he goes, "The Dark One wants to send a message to the Dragon Reborn. Thousands of Trollocs are coming, right?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, "So there's a deal to be made," and he's like, basically that's when he says, like, "You smell like you're scared to die, like that, like this is what's going, like this is why I'm going to kill you, that kind of thing."
Yeah.
And Fane is like, "Let me make you a deal." And
let me make you a deal.
Let me make you a deal. And Perrin stops him and says, "No, I'll make you a deal. You leave." And I'm like, wouldn't you want to hear what his deal was first?
I don't know. I wouldn't trust a damn word out of Pat and Fane's mouth.
What's the difference? You're trusting him anyway because you let him up to go. You trust him. So, like, my point is, if he's scared to die, and he's like, "I'll make you a deal," and he's on the ground with an axe at his throat, and Perrin's like, "No, I have a deal for you." Wouldn't you want to be like, "Well, what's your deal for first before you're like, all right, because then if he's like,
I wouldn't let him talk.
We'll let you go. we'll give you a week's reprieve and blah blah blah, and then he's like, no, that's a bad deal. I'm gonna hunt you down and kill you if you don't get the fuck out of here.
You got to remember, behind him, Fail, who he's got some feelings for at this point, is fighting for her life, and every single person he's ever grown up with are standing in the village, like now at their last defense, fighting for their lives. He wants to end that fight as quickly as possible.
Then tell him to say stop now while you're still holding him, and then cut off an arm and have it be healed up.
Oh, it could have been the arm cutting scene.
Yeah. I've jerked off twice to think of the idea.
But here, hold on. Can I show this? Can I show the smelling part? Because
100%.
Okay. So he specifically watch. You saw it? He sniffs. He sniffs and then says, "Why are you so afraid? Why do you smell so afraid?" And then, but you can see him. He does the little sniff first. Hold on. Sniff. So like, I like that they're bringing his senses into it. That maybe.
I don't disagree.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I also
in and of itself
love the, like, honestly, Pandora's box of jokes that gives us too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's one of my favorite things.
Pandora's box, huh?
Well, I don't know if you can smell Pandora's box, but apparently Parent can.
Parent can.
Yeah.
He's smelling right there.
Hello,
Oh
ladies.
You got like every time I look over the comments, and we've been talking for like 3 minutes, it's like 55 comments. I'm like, Jesus Christ, okay.
If you want, I can.
Fane did say stop before Parent let him up. I mean, like,
I'm the part of this scene that I don't like is the same part of any time a good guy makes a deal with a bad guy, and for whatever reason, the bad guy fulfills it. Like, why wouldn't Patton? Like, if you know what it is, the only thing I could think of is that maybe the Trollocs were going to lose this fight eventually because of where they were, and like Fane saw that, and that's why he doesn't just turn around with the Trollocs as soon as he gets outside the gate behind 50 Trollocs and say go back in and kill them. But like that's the only thing I could think of. But that issue is with, you know, any kind of weak plot moment where they need the hero to win.
First off, there are no weak plot moments. How dare you?
That's the art of the deal.
He does. Oh my god.
There is literally nothing from stopping Fane from immediately telling the Trollocs to attack Perrin once he was free out of Perrin's.
Other than
the actual visceral fear that Perrin would rip his throat out.
Yeah, and or like that the humans are winning, like they're gonna win this fight eventually, and Patton Fane ultimately doesn't want to die.
When does Fane? You know, all right. So we'll fast forward to that real quick, but like because we're kind of past it, but you know the gate explodes, and that's when Perrin is like, looks like your fucking reinforcements aren't coming, and he's like, oh fuck, how about a deal? So we kind of skip that bit, but let's talk about Loyal dying.
No. Well, no, that's
spoilers
when he actually says...
spoilers for nothing. That's why Taffy's not here, by everybody.
Oh, okay. All right. She was sad about that.
Taffy was so upset that
it's
Loyal
awful.
Number one, and number two, that he died in this manner.
Okay.
That she was like, I don't want to relive this on the show.
I
was
fair.
like,
it's fair.
Okay,
that's fair. I absolutely loved Hamed as Loyal. Like, I was worried about it, but
I would have loved Hamed as Loyal to continue on as Loyal.
Me too. But one of my biggest criticisms about the Wheel of Time books is that not enough people die.
I mean, I agree with you, Tom. Not necessarily throughout.
No, throughout. Like,
I agree with you throughout, but that's not where my like visceral feelings come from. But when the last battle happens and like I'm like, come on,
not enough people die in that either. Like it felt a little cheap. Like,
but throughout, I agree, more people could die throughout for sure.
Having such a good character too. Like he's the best. Like he's the version of like saying he's the best of them. Like he really was. He was the best out of everybody that was there. Especially in the first episode when the Fellowship was all together. Having him die gives they needed something to avenge. Like they needed like having that propel them through the rest of the story is going to be a strong thing. And I like it for literary purposes, for writing purposes, for character development purposes. Oh,
I'm like, first off, clearing the fog right there was a very phallic point about how dumb Perrin's choice was. But to me, as far as to come back to that point, you can put up real quickly, Joe, just as Fane says he wants to raise the town to hurt Rand. Parents let him walk away, travel to the countryside, turns himself in, and literally there's no protector. No guarantees. Like
Perrin really just wanted to hear Fane do Trolloc talk because
it was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. I liked it.
Also,
and then he yelled something cool, and then they threw a Molotov cocktail into
God damn it,
that
Joe.
helicopter.
One of the first thing that that Fane yells does sound a lot like "What's up," is one of my favorite things because he's like, it just runs, which is also stupid. Yeah. Joe's point, stupid. Mine, stupider.
Everyone is going up with, including Fane. Fane did say stop before Perrin let him up.
He did.
Yeah.
But so just leaving the village so unencumbered with somewhere, it just is foolhardy at best. But
I feel like he probably we had the entire night, and then it wasn't like morning when the White Cloaks came, so he had time to make sure to feel comfortable at least with enough at the end there being like, yeah, go ahead, take me. But also the White Cloaks would have turned around and killed every person there if he was like, no, I'm not going with you. And he doesn't want that to happen either.
So technically it would have been the opposite. The White Cloaks all been butchered eventually because they were outnumbered by a lot.
You think so?
I do.
I don't know.
He's going to fall on a platform that leads to a sitting.
I hope not.
If that's what happened, you know what? It could be worse writing.
Sunday night on our Fantasy League episode that we did on Black Tower podcast.
Yeah.
By the way, we're in last place.
Oh no.
Last place.
I have not.
Which I feel like just proves that I don't give anyone help, because I feel like if I was going to choose to help anyone, it would have been you guys.
Well, I mean, we weren't there for the draft. It's not our fault.
That's okay,
I haven't been there for an episode yet, but
we auto drafted and
you auto drafted
and auto bidding.
And it was bad. I really didn't mind Loyal dying that much. It's so interesting, how split everyone is on this.
It's
subject.
Heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking and soul crushing, but I like it from a literary standpoint, from a storytelling standpoint.
Yeah,
I would say this. I am split because as much as I liked Loyal, the actor, and all that, I didn't feel like it felt fully loyal. Like I didn't feel like he died.
He's never. I honestly, I agree, John. I don't think they've given him enough time. Period. Yet.
It didn't hurt as much as it should. That being said, the actual character being gone, the piece from the books being gone, is extremely upsetting to me. It's extremely upsetting because I don't know if he's a favorite.
He's kind of a favorite.
He's definitely a favorite. If you were to pick the 10 main characters in the Wheel of Time, Loyal would be one of them.
Maybe, but
my top 10. That's an episode of the future. Tom's top 10 characters of the Wheel of Time, and we're gonna do it.
We're gonna do that in a minute. But I think that the problem is though. That's definitely a good future episode. But the problem is
all yours.
What does he do later on? He actually writes this book, which we're going to get to.
No one else could write the book. No one else.
So who writes it?
Anyone. Literally anyone that's literate can write it.
Squash was heartbreaking. Loyal scene pissed me off. Very different emotions for me. All right. So Taffy said to me basically something similar to, it's not just that he died, it's the way that they killed him and where he was when he died, and the idea of him tumbling through black space until he starved and/or to death was horrible to her. She literally jokingly said it would have been better if they had chopped his fucking head off, and I was like, And then 5 seconds later, she was like, "Never mind, that wouldn't have been better." But like that being said, I was like, I don't disagree. I think it might have been better. Like
To
him
console
tumbling
her.
through.
And to
It's
console her
horrible.
and you in this moment, I don't think he is. So we have. Hold on. Let me. Where is it? There it is. Okay.
Pull your dick out.
Theoretically-
Pull your dick out.
Theoretically, since we see the gate explode like this, watch. Just like that's a violent explosion.
That's from
If-
the outside.
No, but you would think that the same thing probably happened on the inside too.
No, that exploded because like whatever gate he was smashing off the bridge of, like tumbled off into darkness.
Well, my thought was once they got like far enough apart from the points that they're supposed to be like connected at, and however they're connected metaphysically through the one power, the power that was holding them together, that was within them, exploded.
This
And
is a bullshit hand job from book 8.
So you're imagining that Loyal is like amongst tumbling rubble through blackness, and that also exploded?
And then the gate portion of the platform
That's better.
explodes behind him. See, now if it was a cheap and he's just dead, like Loyal is dead at that moment. But
Yeah.
if this was like a 1980s action movie, the explosion would have propelled him back up onto the platform. He would just lay wait.
Would have like, ah.
But
Yeah.
to me, the explosion is the stupidest thing too. I hated
thought
how
it
they
was
killed
cool.
this.
I thought it was cool.
No, this feels like they took the fucking gateway from book 8 that's unraveled, and then when Elaine and Avienda are all of a sudden cut off by the Shanshan and it blew up, they took that and they said, "Well, let's just apply it here. Why not?"
Well, I feel like
gateway.
but I feel like
there's no way Elaine is not one of the top 10 characters.
Oh yeah, I would put her in there too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, of course.
I wouldn't.
But
Fuck
the,
Elaine.
I
Anyway.
don't love Elaine as the character, but I feel like if you had to choose a top 10 main, she would be included.
Yeah,
She's
she's,
a bit.
definitely in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's definitely in it.
But so like but on your point, Jono, I feel like it's in the same vein of if you break the weave of like whatever it is to open a portal to somewhere else, it's dangerous, and then this is what happens.
Yeah.
I always imagined the gateways, the way gates into the ways as a what do you say? I'm more upset with the clunky writing.
Don't read it
Well,
to yourself, Tom.
I'm sorry. Kristen Rapper said, "I'm more
Mhm.
upset about the clunky writing and inconsistent operation of the ways than Loyal dying. I don't think they changed the rules of the ways at all within the show. They changed
Because
the
they
rules of
never
the
made
way.
them.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. There's a few rules that they established about the ways within the universe of the show. I don't think they broke their own rules.
Yeah, to Aaron's point and yours, they barely show how they work. I agree.
Yeah,
They also this season alone is where that fucking leaf came from. That's brand new. Although
no, it wasn't. It was in season 1.
It wasn't in the show. I know what you're gonna say.
Okay. It was in season 1, but they cut it. But yeah, okay, all right. So I feel like this could be what happens if a Waygate is destroyed in this way in the books too. I feel like canonically this could make sense because I've always thought of the Waygates as just a terangrial that opens a traveling portal into another dimension. So if you break the traveling portal portion of this terangrial, it's similar to breaking the weave, and the explosion,
again, just like book 8,
makes sense. Yeah.
But fair enough, I guess. Again, I don't know but we have this point of how you kill a Waygate earlier. Like there is nothing like there's nothing.
We don't though.
Loyal has said there's a way to fucking do it, right? Nowhere in Loyal's conversation.
Maybe
removing both the Evans and Sora leaves, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's in the books. That's in the books.
Does he not? What does he say in the show?
Nothing. He
just
say how it's
says
done.
the only way to close this off permanently is from the inside. That's all he says. But he does hold up the leaf in that moment.
Yeah, but he's not going to tell them he's probably imagining.
But he then starts hammering away. He starts hammering
I agree,
away
Tom. I agree.
He imagines at some moment I may need to do this. he doesn't want to tell them.
Tom's not wrong. He doesn't want to tell Bane and Chayad what he's actually going to do because
they may try to stop him and they may come in with him.
They're going to try to stop him. So he goes in to do the dumb thing he's going to do.
Yeah. He tells them, don't worry, I'll be right back. Just keep this position safe so that I can get back out. And then goes in, shuts the door, and prepares to
Shouldn't he tell him to stand clear? Because there's a massive explosion.
He probably has no idea what's going to happen.
You take the weed leaf off the outside, off the inside.
Honestly, he has no idea what's going to happen once he does this, but him having the knowledge on how to do it in this moment also makes sense because the Ogier, this would be something that the Ogier should know, especially like if it's information that's passed down from the Ashaman during the breaking of the world or the
They're not Ashaman.
Oh, you know what I mean. The Aes Sedai during the time of chaos or whatever they call
madness.
it.
Yeah. So I don't disagree in that piece, but another piece that I do disagree with is
the rock piece of road fell.
He starts just hammering at the fucking. If no one's ever done this, and I don't have. How does he? I don't know if he knows what to do. He just starts hammering at pillars holding up the door, which fails.
Mm-hmm.
And then just starts hammering individually at planks.
I feel like
the bridges are falling apart. We all know that the ways are crumbling, right? Like that's not that crazy. Like that part in and of itself doesn't bother me. Him not being able to shatter the gate itself makes a lot of sense to me.
So this was my thought on this when I watched. This is how it rationalized itself in my mind. Like I was trying to figure out what was going on here. Like my jerk reaction when this happened, giggity, was why would it fall? Like why wouldn't it just float without a bridge connecting to it? Like that was like my first thought. Like when the bridge fell away, why isn't the platform still floating? But then on the same vein, why does the bridge fall at all? Like why do any pieces of the ways fall if they're just floating to begin with? So
because they're degrading. There's a lot of weirdness they're degrading not just physically but in the sense that like in the one power aspect of it that are holding them aloft.
The DM, listen, the dungeons, like the DM in my brain is trying to make this area of magic make sense. So what I'm thinking is like whatever the part of the weave is that's keeping them afloat is probably attached to the platform and not that, like the big platform. It's probably within the big platform, and then like whatever's touching those can stay afloat, but once he disconnects it doesn't. But my initial thought here was that the Ogier have a knowledge on how to break a waygate if they have to, but they've never done it, so he doesn't know what's going to happen once he does it. But he knows that
just
like
hammer something.
Well, no, it's probably break the connection to the middle platform.
Yeah.
I don't think it's shitty writing. Like I feel like you're totally within your, like I could see not liking this 100%.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
But I don't think it's shitty writing at all. Like I don't think it's shitty writing. I think it makes sense within the TV show. And I think if like I am saying right now, if you think about it, even in the metaphysics of the way canonically things work within the books, I think it even makes sense.
So one of the things that bothered me was the
put up Dana Lou's point too, by the way, Joe.
Which one?
Which one?
About anchoring. I think it was Dana Lou's.
Anchoring? This metaphysics thing?
In the book, the metaphysics.
Yes, yeah.
See, yeah, that's exactly what I said. That was my first thought when I did it. But the DM in me was like, okay, well, that's not what happened.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't what happened. So like, why did this happen? So then my thought on that is whatever that's keeping these platforms afloat has to be connected probably to the main part of the platform. And then these little bridges that come off, no matter where it is they go, are being held by that. So when you disconnect from that, that's what causes them to fall.
We rationalize plenty from the books too.
Exactly. Like within
I
the books,
rationalize nothing.
Within the books, pieces of the ways are falling. Why are they
shouldn't
falling?
Have to rationalize anything. That's the problem with this show.
No, I'm not trying to. But you rationalize everything. Like we're rationalizing everything that isn't realistic in the books as well.
Hey Ryan, this is the part that that's the part that upsets me. Like it's not like the ways and how they work and the metaphysics of it all. And
I
like
think it
everything.
works.
I'm just like,
it makes me sad.
don't.
makes me
I'm
sad
not
that
saying you're wrong. I just like for me, it was just
Listen,
like I
I've
felt
been
like
to-
Loyal didn't have a chance to like really grow as a character yet, and
When
therefore
you-
like his death is less impactful, and then like them kind of
You're-
like choosing him to like throw down this pit, literally and physically. So
So,
like it was
jokingly,
yeah.
jokingly and seriously.
Yeah.
You're going through the stages of grief, and right now you're just angry. So like it's okay. It's okay.
Tom, I'm always angry.
Is that your
show.
secret? Is that
That's
your
my secret. That's my
Yeah,
secret.
no.
That's why I don't turn into the Hulk.
Yeah, no, I think storytelling wise, killing him here.
Oh, that's why they got rid of him. He's been boring.
He's boring.
He's been boring because of the
Because
way
of
that
him.
they've portrayed him.
I don't know. I think he's been great. I've loved every scene that he's been in. I feel like he's added.
He
to every
steals the
scene that
show,
he's done.
as in he should
Yeah.
have more screen time and maybe a little less.
I
Maxim.
wish he did.
I think they fucked him up. But anyway, next scene. Oh,
I
I'm
wish he
I was
did.
being Rafe
But what-
Judkins. Next scene.
But
One of the things that Taffy so much wasn't just what happened in the show and how he died, but it was the
Yeah.
after show discussion with Rafe, where he was like, "We can't just keep collecting characters like they do in the books." That was like a big, and not like, and I'm like, why? Why not? Like you certainly can.
Well, one, they
I
can't
know
pay
actors
them
have
any-
lives and like.
Well, they can't pay them either. They can't pay big name actors that they're going to give lots of screen time to. They can't do it.
But he's not
Is
a big name
Hamad a
actor.
big name actor? Are you kidding?
Well,
He's
no,
just
no,
been
no.
hanging out in the wings, waiting
No,
for
I
them
don't
to
mean-
make more show.
Yeah, that's not what I meant. I don't mean a big name actor. I mean like if he would be like having a character like Loyal, a named character that has lots of speaking lines. You're paying them more than a character like so like a character like Loyal versus a character like say. Amiko from episode
They
1.
can't have 2,500 actors in the
They
show.
can't. They can't.
We
Like,
understand that.
yeah. So
But
Also, at some point, they need to because we're gonna have to have something that's the
also-
last battle-sized thing happen, and it can't look like the last few fights we've had.
no. But from not just from a practical money standpoint, from just a
Mhm.
storytelling standpoint, and back to my point of I feel like not enough people died in the show. Like I mean in the books.
In the books. Yeah, I get that. I can understand that. But like one of these people, technically, canonically, like this man or this
Ogier?
Ogier, might be the person who has written the entire history
Yeah,
that we're technically
is-
reading.
I love that
Don't
theory
you
too.
Feel like that's extremely important, and like, unless all of a sudden, like,
Why can't
Ray-
someone else do it?
because it exists. Like, I don't know, why can't Rand althorpe be called Jerk Off Handjob? Why?
Because that's
You know
not
what?
his name. But I'm saying why can't like that's not what exists in the show. So Loyal-
I'm aware of that. I'm aware
yeah,
that's not what
Loyal
exists
is
in
not
show.
the only
But
person that
there's-
could write. My point is the Loyal is not the
I-
only living
I agree.
person that could write.
I
the
agree
story.
with both of your stances, weirdly
Yeah.
enough, right now. So like,
Yeah.
But-
I understand. I
Why
love
do they have names? Why do they have
I-
names? Why do they
I-
exist?
I love because we need someone to die, and we need someone to die that isn't going to break too much of the story.
What about
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Maxim guy? What about that Maxim guy that
They did have
wasn't
him die
fucking-
For
No,
oh
I'm
no,
sorry.
never mind, not Max. No.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're thinking Stepan.
I was thinking of Stefan. I was thinking.
Yeah, no, but the other
But-
dude.
They honestly, I feel like having Loyal die impacts the story the least, but impacts everyone's emotions, both the viewers and the characters within the show the most.
all right. One note on top of that. I wish they had spent more time as just a viewer building up my love of that character before.
I could see,
getting rid of
yeah.
And,
I can see
and,
that.
and so like yeah, we can all go back in time and be like, I wish season 1 and 2 were better. Like season
Yeah.
3 has been great so far.
I wish
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I like
Finally
we can all agree
uninhibited.
on that, right? Like it's been
Yeah,
great so
absolutely,
far. But like
yeah.
there are so many points in season 1 and 2 where I'm like, what the fuck, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of thing. And if Loyal had been like used in the right way and like bonded with Rand early, bonded with Perrin earlier on, like
Yeah.
like that kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
if we had gotten more of that, this would make this death more impactful.
Yeah,
It's impactful to Perrin. I will say that. Like they've
Yeah.
done a decent job
impactful.
of connecting Loyal with Perrin.
So I feel like the way that they can get it to translate the way that it translates to a non-book reader is through the bonds through the characters themselves. So like how upset the characters themselves are. Jerk off. Han Dajab, yeah. Han
Amazon
Dajab.
execs saw the R uncut
And the
dailies.
cut dailies, yeah.
Grossed out.
It definitely would have been. I feel like that wouldn't be an R rating. I feel like it would be like NC-17 or not yet or not rated because it's interspecies.
Yeah. Dana, to this point, Dana, I would only say what I was just saying. Like I would want a little bit more from that character before they chose.
What I'm saying. I just think that
finish.
Yeah, through the emotions of the characters in the show and their loss of loyal, a show only watcher will, still get that through their feelings.
Yeah. A lot of show only viewers were hit hard by that. I mean, I agree. I think we've talked about this on the show before, Jono, but like I know a lot of people that only watch the show.
Yeah.
Or are new to the books and just like watching the show. And I'm kind of like, what do you think about that? Kind of thing. But like
they're called
I haven't gotten their take on this episode, but I guarantee they care a lot more.
There was like 5 in our chat on Monday, and one I don't who's one new viewer / new book reader. He only just started the series from watching the show. His name is Akeem. And it made me feel real old because I made the fucking Coming to America joke, and he's like, that movie is too old for me to have seen, but everyone makes that joke, so it made me feel old. But he was also like he said, I remember him yesterday in chat talking about how Loyal dying broke his heart, and he's only read part of like most of the first book. So
is it like when Spider-Man's swinging around and he's like, do you remember that old movie, Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah.
And then Captain America's like, wow.
That is exactly how I felt.
Right, controversial. This episode made me feel like there is nothing they won't change. Like the show truly feels like it owns the story and can rewrite it.
Of course they can. Of
course they can.
Yeah, they felt that way and have been doing that since the first season. Well, I mean, like, do you honestly want just a scene for scene retelling of the books? Like, do you really want that?
I feel like that's not what I'm asking for, but I'm not asking for that
either. I'm asking for something closer, like a closer marriage of show and book. I'm not asking for a scene by scene breakdown. I don't need the Zack Snyder version of the Wheel of Time.
Listen, I want that too. But I feel like within the constraints that are completely outside of the show, the writers and the directors and the actors' control, I think we're getting the best possible version of it that we could.
I don't know if I agree with that. I'm not.
I mean, they only have 8 episodes, so theoretically, they only have about 8 hours of screen time.
Yeah, they only have an 8-hour movie to convey.
Yeah. And how long are the books?
Hold on. This is not the conversation for now. Let's finish this out because we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this thing called a post-season.
Okay. Yeah, we still got to see episode 8. We still got to see episode 8. Okay.
We're gonna open like Joe's Rectum and really get into it.
Also, you can find out all of the news about Twitter on Twitter of Time at myspace.com/tWoTcast /myspace.com/swinging with Taffy. It's where you find out all the news about the show coming out and whether or not there'll be a season 4. We don't know, but you'll hear about it first on myspace.com.
myspace.com.
You will definitely. I would probably this.
Anyway, Kane explodes. Yeah. All right, this is where we're at.
Yeah. Loyal gets burned.
Yeah, this shit's not happening for you. And he's like, fuck. And he's like, here's a deal. We already kind of did this. Where do you guys want to? I'm just going to run through these pictures. You guys just
we can get to like when they're like after the fight in the, after they.
All right, well, this is basically after the fight.
After File and Perrin obviously bone all night.
Yeah, 100%.
Look how many people are in that shot too. That's a lot 69? Of fucking extras.
I counted 69.
Yeah. 69 exactly.
Oh, this is an important one. Beard tug.
Oh yeah, fantastic! I loved it.
I loved it. Yeah, I love that. It was great.
I'm a little worried for his pubic hair or taint hair.
And we don't know. We don't know, Jono. We don't know what he's got down there.
It's
fur capris, and there is a red rocket dick down there.
Yeah.
We know that. I mean, he's full wolf brother. Oh, Marin's happy. Oh,
Yeah,
Sen
Marin's
Bowie
happy.
survived.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the Alcine boys.
yay!
You know, like,
Uh,
and
so-
that.
from a like a show making standpoint, like actually creating the show, they can only show so many characters on screen and give them speaking, like give the actors speaking roles. So they're gonna they're not gonna have like 27 different roles for named Two Rivers characters to come on and have a line, because that would
of course.
cost insane amounts of money. Like that would just to have extras that have no names, but giving them lines in the show just ups their cost. So they picked, you know, the Alcine boys, Sen Bowie, maybe one or two others, you know. Yay!
It's like when Jono turned 40.
It's not. I'm not happy about this, but at the same time, I can.
They only have
rationalize it.
64 hours of story over 8 seasons to tell. I mean, 64 hours of spoken story.
Yeah,
you can read a lot. You can read a lot faster.
Let's
no,
stick
yeah,
on
but
this.
it's a lot. Yes, stick to the show. Stick to this episode right now. Stick to this episode.
Yeah.
I got you, Jono.
Yeah.
The braid tug. I mean, like every aspect of Fail and Perrin's relationship in the show so far, I've liked more so than in the books. I've liked it more than the books.
I'm
It's
okay with
heavier.
it.
How does
Toxic.
Fane or Perrin know what the explosion means? There's something to specify. I mean,
he's assuming like there's not explosions. Explosions don't occur in this
Technically,
world
they
just
happen the
normally.
entire day with Molotov cocktails.
yeah,
which
I think
was
it's.
also very
I think it's.
confused
I
by.
mean, like it's very well. I mean,
It's safe to
not
assume.
psychotically clear, but it's very clear where it's coming from over the area. You know,
and
like,
it's.
I don't think it's that strange for Perrin to be like, "That's where that was." You know, like kind of
it's
thing.
safe to assume. It's safe for them to assume that that's what that was. Like that's not a thing that happens. Explosions on that level, like that, they don't have gas tanks. They don't have plane. They don't have things to explode. Like
yeah, when a giant bright light happens over a ridge that's in the general direction of where the gate was, I think it's
Probably
safe
not a
to
good
assume
sign.
Perrin's like,
it's
the
safe
gate's
to
gone.
assume that that's the gate.
So real quick, Alana talks to the girls and she's like, they're like, "Are we going to the tower now?" And she's like, "No, we have. I think our path is separate from that." And I think a lot of that has to do with like maybe what's coming in the next episode with the fall of the tower, and then just inexplicably putting them on a different arrow point as opposed to going back to the White Tower. But like, what do you guys think that means?
So I again, it's 12:04, and I'm going to slowly commit suicide. But to me, it sounds a lot like it's been bullshit the whole time. It doesn't have any reason that she would go there other than we need Chandler's because I feel like the apocalypse is coming. All right, fair enough. So you chose to go here, okay? If they had also said a little bit more of like no one has come here before Moraine, that would have added a little bit to it.
She did,
but did they actually say outright no one has come here before Moraine?
She says this. She references the place being untapped, and that two of the strongest channelers.
When she's arguing with Maxim,
and she says two of the strongest channelers in the last 200 years came from this village. It's safe to assume that there's others here.
Mm-hmm.
The way she said, I don't know. To me, it just feels like again, it's the box check, not the like.
I just thought it was interesting that she was like, "There's a separate path for us." Like, why would she not immediately say, "You're correct. We're going back to the White Tower"? Like, why on earth would she say, like, "Let's go our own way"?
Do you want my wacky theory on that? Because I have a crazy.
I love watching
you
whack.
Asking for it.
Yeah, you can watch me whack all night, Jonah. So one of my biggest gripes in the books about the Green Aja was that they didn't have like some sort of like
plan.
Like there wasn't like this, like, oh no, it's go time, boys. Like it's fucking the last battle. Go get the thing. Go do the thing that we've been planning for 3,000 years. We've had 3,000 years to plan for the last battle, and there isn't some monumental thing that we've been waiting to enact this whole fucking time. So like what I'm thinking in this moment is like, no, the Green Aja is like they put up the flare of it's time to do the thing that we've been saying that we've been planning for. That may be outside of the tower's rules that may outright maybe even break some of the tower's rules, and go prepare and get it done. Basically, go recruit as many women who can channel as possible. It doesn't matter how even minuscule they can channel. Round them up and get them ready to be fucking living Angreal and Sangreal for our Green Sisters to use during.
If that's
those
what
last
happens,
battlefields.
if that's what happens, I actually am very much in favor of that because it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You would have that as an alternate plan. You never fucking say because odds are the Black Ajah is everywhere.
Yep.
Shamael's been planting those seeds and not in the fun way.
Only the upper echelon of the Green Aja would know. And since Alana is a sitter or was a sitter at some point, they talk about.
They actually show that, I believe. She sits on Maxim's face.
Yes.
Unfortunately, backwards for him.
Or not, listen,
vagina.
Her cut goes sideways, I think.
No. We call that a callback.
Will the Two Rivers be the new Saladar? I don't think so. Only because it's such a local, it's such a focused spot.
That's actually a fucking brilliant idea because
it is a brilliant idea. But
I don't hate the idea. It wouldn't be bad for them to go back to Two Rivers for that kind of thing. Especially with the Gween being like the new armor
exactly.
But
and
that's only in the sense of like they all know that the Two Rivers is important. So I would say like if they're gonna hide, not there.
That's not really hiding,
And I don't know if you guys have ever looked at a map. It's really not that far off from the middle of the fucking continent.
It's not. It is pretty
it's like
central.
just a couple hundred yards to the west.
A lot of environment.
That being said, 100 meters, 100 miles. Jesus, English.
The only thing that's like more center is up in the mountains, and that wouldn't be probably good.
After 1,000 years, the Green Aja gave up practicing the plan.
The most center would be where they found the Ardor Hawkwing statue in that steading. Which is east. That being said,
you know what? This actually makes a lot of sense. Like the tower itself being like a viper's nest of Black Aja, and they don't know who to trust anymore. Alana's 100% on that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but specifically before the breaking of the tower in the show, this makes a lot of sense. Like why Alana would be like, nah, let's not go back there.
The Green Aja has a plan. I know I'm not a dark friend, so let's go enact this fucking plan to get it done. That was my thought in this moment.
All right, let's wrap this shit the fuck up. All right. So Aram and the blacksmith thing. We kind of already touched on it, but like
we did, yeah.
I'm
okay with it.
I like it. I hope we get more.
I hope we get more Aram, but
that's exactly
they have the option if they can or want to,
So the loyal is dead for real funeral scene, essentially.
I liked it.
It does nothing for me. I don't like it.
What, John?
I love it.
I think it's terribly tragic. I think it's just like it does nothing for me. In the it's very upsetting to me that this is how you're going to do this. I guess it does a lot.
This is the anger stage of grief.
Yeah.
This is the explanation.
All right, Tom. I'm already at acceptance.
Yeah.
The Red Eagle of Nenethrin becomes a wolf. I fucking loved that. I was like, that's awesome as shit. What a wonderful way of like writing that into the show. Like I thought it was really cool.
Me too.
I actually don't hate that because I've never understood why they carried the Red Eagle banner so much, considering how
they just did because they're because
it's cool.
Because it's super cool.
Fair enough. All right.
Did you see that wolf head banner? They drew it from feces.
Yes.
Fair enough.
I can't wait to see an official one that isn't done literally while they're building battlements.
Oh yeah. I want the real wolf head banner.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought this scene was pretty cool.
Me too. Especially the Aiel send off.
Oh yeah, that was cool too.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, White Cloaks come. They arrest a black man who's just hanging out in the square, not doing anything wrong.
That's
Rackist.
It's literally what happens. It's literally what happens.
It's so Rackist. They're all covered in white and just white, and they're just like, "Hey, black man."
Yeah, I mean, Robert Jordan did model them after the Knights Templar and the KKK. So
the ultimate combination, as my family called it.
So again, I know we've mentioned the costumes, but only just in like, "Hey, I love the costumes." Multiple times in this episode, but also every episode
they look
we do
great.
on the show.
They do.
But the fucking
White
white
Cloaks.
cloaks look so fucking cool.
So cool. I
I
absolutely
love
love
these
them.
sunburst pauldrons they have.
Mhm.
Like just like that like shoulder
Yeah.
thing. Like it's so fucking like man. Like way to knock the white cloaks like out of the park in terms
Yeah.
of costume
Yeah.
design.
It is
That
From
was
very well
fucking
done.
minute one to now when you're seeing like bloody white cloaks or like like just Pat and Fane
Absolutely.
throwing a uniform on, just they look amazing. That's all.
My one of the things I thought they've done great since season 1, like 100% was the white cloaks. Like the white cloaks,
Mhm.
they feel more like a threat and less like just a joke, like because before we meet them, it's them constantly saying how much of a joke the white cloaks are, how useless they are, how annoying they are, and then the first time we meet them on screen, fucking Rand and Matt roll a barrel like a fucking Abbott and Costello bit down the fucking street and trip them. So they're like they're almost buffoon like in the
They
books,
got a little bit of mud on their cloak and they're like,
And don't
fucking
forget how they do their it did kill Vertigo.
because he killed his dog. Ain't that Elsie?
Don't forget that the first time we see the White Clothes camp, it's literally them walking in straight lines. It's, again,
just idiots.
It's a little too put a little depth in there. But anyway,
that's why I like. That's why in the show they make them much more threatening, so much scarier.
Yeah.
And I like that because they're an evil outside of the shadows evil. Like they're not evil because a disbody entity of evil made them corrupted. No, they're just human bigotry evil.
So over his ears said,
let's
still
finish
think
this
parents
out
should have
here.
told Dane to piss off as he brought Fane into town. That's an excellent point.
That's-
But I
Yeah.
don't think Perrin's the kind of person to like neg on a bargain. Like
He's not going to nag on a bargain, and also he doesn't want any more Two Rivers people.
you
to
don't
die.
Welsh on a bet if you're from the Two Rivers.
Nope.
You're
You're man of your word. But he doesn't want
right.
any more Two Rivers people to die. He doesn't want, like, if he says no, more than none will die, and he doesn't want any to die. So it's a Perrin thing to do for sure.
I think Raid Eagle equals was well done. Call it to the story wall. Moving on. Yeah.
I agree. I agree with that.
I loved it.
Joe,
You don't
Bring
kill
us
a
home.
countryman's dog, dude. Ask any redneck in America.
You don't kill
True.
any man's dog. Listen, I would like
this man
if
lives in Florida.
someone.
He's also
if
not
some- I'm from New York, man. I just happen to live in Florida right now. If I have a perfect example from New York where I blacked out and almost killed somebody because they hurt my dog. But
Don't have that much
Mhm.
time.
yeah, no, we don't have a lot of time. But I would fucking murder somebody for my cats or a dog that I had, and I am not from the South, so
Maybe just don't kill dogs.
That's probably some of the best advice that's been put on the show. Also,
Maybe
I
just
think
don't
I've
kill
told
dogs.
people some cunnilingus advice, some sodomy. I think I've given a lot of good advice. But
All
don't
right.
kill dogs.
Aaron
is
is
good.
like, the fighting's done. I'm gonna give myself up. That's
Yeah.
the end of the episode.
yeah, no one is dying for me.
Yeah. Which I love and agree with. But shockingly in the show, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense that he would go with them. In the
Yeah.
books, I'm like, you better not fucking go with them.
But
Yeah.
isn't that the point? So we're taking two plot lines and putting them together. In the books,
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense to not do so.
In the show,
Here-
it's different. Like
Yeah.
Honestly,
Bonehold has
honestly-
already started to show himself as a man of honor, like
yeah.
by coming to the Two River or by coming to save them kind of thing.
Yeah.
In the
And
books,
by-
they didn't fucking help. They just came into town and sat there
I'm
while they
aware
all
of that.
fucking
And
fought.
Perrin does go with them when it comes down to the point of
Like
But did Bonehold
true
do that?
justice.
Or
Yeah.
was he actually under the influence of Payne
Lanfear?
Fane?
Oh.
Payne Fane to come in and then to be betrayed.
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. That could be part of the plot line for sure.
So anyway, find out next time on tWoTcast.
Find out next time on the Wheel of Time season 4 because we're not going to find out anything next time on the podcast.
We don't know that.
So we kind of started this episode off by discussing how we felt about it. Tom felt very positive. Jono felt very negative. What are your ratings? Ratings. What are your ratings for season 3, episode 7? Thomas? Out of 10.
Out of 10.
You're subbing in for Taffy Bennington, who was abstained /0 / maybe negative 10,000 Tom O'Hara style. I mean, I don't know. She was very upset about this episode.
I understand. I would say honestly, this season so far is 10 out of 10 for me.
This season, this episode. Tom.
Oh, this episode. I would give this episode a solid 9. Solid 9 out of 10.
Solid 9. Tom gives it a 9. John?
Can I get my thing?
Oh yeah. You want to lean? You want to lean in the wrong direction?
I got it done now.
How many Billy Zanes do you give this episode, Jono? 1 out of 10. 10 being fire. Are you leaning the right way? Is that a 4 for real?
It's a 4. It's 4 for me.
Really?
I liked many things in this episode, but the things that bothered me are deeply disturbing as far as my thoughts on what the fuck they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like if you're gonna do a Battle of the Two Rivers, I want more Battle of the Two Rivers. If you're going to kill off Loyal, I want to like Loyal more. Like I'm almost disappointed in how much I don't know. This to me, maybe 4 is low, but 5 is closer. It's very this to me just feels more like we're doing weird show shit because we're writing a show, not because we're an homage to the books. Yeah, that's how I feel. Joe Gunn.
Does Loyal's death, is that what brought it down? Like what? Like 4 is super low. So I'm trying to like what got you there?
And maybe I should have done a 5, but Maxim stolen valor speech is what I'm going to call it. Like him being the person that gives the speech to rally the Two Rivers, considering how little, as was pointed out many times in the chat, how little Perrin really feels like Perrin Golden Eyes. I felt that way earlier when like he was rallying people by not leaving the fucking inn. Like that kind of thing to me is like that's the bread and butter of the show, and you don't have that. Like Blinded Fool, fuck yeah for you. I'm glad you enjoy it. Like that's not like I mean,
I'm just putting up people's ratings by the way, chat. Put all your ratings up. That's what we do.
No, but like those to me, like they feel very, very frustrating.
I can see that for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gun Joe.
36 out of 42.
Oh, that's not bad.
I don't know what that means.
6 7s. It's almost 6 out of 9.
2? I mean, does it add up to 69?
No.
LZ 8 out of 5 out of 10. 4.5 Christian Rapper.
Yeah,
gracious.
Like it's so even like just from I feel like forget about the Wheel of Time completely. Like if you remove the story aspect of this and just judge it on its face as a fantasy battle scene episode, I think it's a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
That's the first thing Tom and I said when we saw that. We were like, oh, some people are going to be very upset.
Oh yeah. I was like, people are going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Again, I want to continue this conversation later because A is 12 fucking 20. And B,
you're weak. I understand.
Yeah, I did. I make my fucking life that fucking week.
Tom, what was your lost point?
My lost point?
You said 9 out of 10. What was your lost point?
Oh.
You think of it, Dana.
Well, for me, it was the lack of any reference to the wolves with Perrin, like and the Trollocs themselves, like the makeup of the Trollocs. That's where it lost points for me. Like I want the Trollocs to be more of an amalgamation of humans and animals and like have that real unnatural feeling to them. And then the fact that Perrin didn't try to connect with wolves, didn't say, oh, there's no wolves here because the White Cloaks killed them all, or like, the White Cloaks are partially at fault of there wasn't even an attempt to connect after the wolves.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Joe, your thoughts? I like that you always do your best to not say a fucking thing.
I like to hear everyone's ratings.
Tell us your opinion,
Jono.
you cunt.
Ratings, Jono.
Now I just want to keep talking about opinions because it's making Jonah more and more frustrated.
Can
we edge?
There's a lot of
Jonah
things
anymore?
great. There was a lot of good. I'm gonna sum it up fast. There's a lot of good things in this episode. A lot of things I didn't like. It's a 5.5.
5.5.
5.5.
Damn.
That's been ratings. That's tWoTcast for this week. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. We'll theoretically respond to you at some point. When I months from now go, oh shit, people respond to that episode. I should probably respond to them.
Yeah. See you next year.
That's that's usually
to,
how it works. It's usually just me months later going like, holy shit, we had a lot of comments I should probably respond to. tWoTcast theme songs brought to you by the one and only Tabby Bennington and legendary Andrew Bard of Time, whom we all know and love, I think, right?
Whom?
So I said, whom? So I
Come.
said, hey guys.
Can I do a plug for the rewatch on Monday?
Do it.
You can right now. Thank you to our guest. It was Tom from DragonMount.com. What do you want to talk about, Tom? What do you got coming up? What do you got going on?
We're gonna be rewatching like we usually do with our watch party on Monday. The 21st on Monday? Yeah, the 21st.
Yes.
And my guest for Monday is going to be someone's name who I love to pronounce all the time, Zenobia Kloppers. Who played Amiko Sadai on in episode 1 and then again in episode 3 or 4.
Yeah.
That's actually what Joe calls his testicles.
That is
Kloppers,
true.
his Kloppers.
Yeah. And
specifically
Zenobia
my
is
Amiko Kloppers.
Yeah. I'm going to refer to her only as Zenobia Kloppers. Every time I address her, I'm gonna be like, so Zenobia Kloppers. What about so and so? Because
you should definitely say her full name at every given point.
I
mean, if I
and-
ever met Hermione Granger in real life, I would absolutely address her that way.
Hermione
at all
Granger.
times.
9 p.m. Eastern, by the way, for that we're going to be live.
9 p.m. Eastern on Monday the 21st on Dragon Mount's YouTube channel, I assume, correct?
Yes, you are correct, sir.
And that's going to be
I
Zenobia's
did not put
Kloppers.
links to that in the description, and usually I'm good about that, but I was rushing to make images for the show tonight. I'll add it. If for some fucking reason you don't know how to find Dragon Mount on YouTube, I will add those links in the description below. Join us next episode for Wheel of Time, covering episode 8, the finale.
Is that it's the finale?
Of the Wheel of Time season 3. Yeah, Jono. Yeah.
It's
I'm
German
excited.
for end.
No, I'll tell you what
That's
German
correct.
friend is.
I'm Joe.
Rectum.
Say goodnight, Jono.
Good night, Jono.
Perfect. And
Good evening, friends.
keep the change, you filthy animals.
Among the first to start, the tWoTcast was so smart to lovingly bash our favorite books. But that was long ago, and now they've grown the show, and now they got us in their hooks. Don't throw coins to these bastards, they need bars of gold at least. Someone please keep them afloat. Now let's listen as they once again ramble through a book. Let's get the fucking quote. One of them is Tom, but he is barely on. Sometimes he calls into the show. Another one is Jono. Is he their joker? Oh no. And Joe, is he the stupid one? Welcome to the tWoTcast. We will share our love for books and all our hate in every episode. We'll entertain you, make you laugh so hard you barely can stand up. That is the tWoTcast.